This is not the first time this has happened. I checked it so that you guys don't hear us talking beforehand. And hello there, everybody. Welcome to the live stream. So thanks for the heads up that we can't hear you guys, or you can't hear me. Hello there. Welcome to the stream, everybody. Glad you could make it. I'm so terribly excited. You will most likely have seen it from my facial expressions, even though you couldn't have heard me. You didn't hear me. You most likely would have seen that I'm terribly excited because here we are back in Empires of the Undergrowth. Of course, I did the live stream on Sunday. That went so well. There were so many people watching that. Afterwards, a lot of people watched it, and I thought, you know what? We're definitely going to do a nice little series of this. So that was, of course, released today as well. And then last night, while I was playing games with Nick, we were playing some Dinkum. Got the email that asked whether I want full access to the 1.0 release, which is, of course, what we are doing tonight. And one of the developers had seen the live stream. They had enjoyed the fact that I was talking about all these little creatures we encounter, and they asked whether I wanted early access. And you know, who says no to that? So here we are. Welcome to the stream, everybody. And if you've got any questions, please feel free to pop it down in the chat below. I'll be happy to answer as we go along. I am going to just make sure that I don't miss anything interesting here, as you guys are asking. And thanks, Nick, for also pointing out that there was no volume. That's such a Will mistake to make, such a rookie Will mistake. But here we are. Let's see, we are back in the Formicarium here, and I think we're actually basically ready to just quickly check here. Let's see, we are going to do the leafcutter ants missions today. We are first going to, I think, wait, which ones have we done? Let's just double check where we were. We are here at the second one of the Formica rufa missions. We're going to do that one. Then we're going to do the second experiment, the gateway. We're going to rehouse the colony. And then we are going to play as the leafcutter ants. And then from there, we're going to have another bit of a experiment and little gateway mission. And then we are going to get to the refus, the red imported fire ants, which of course we have had the opportunity to beat the living daylights out of when we were playing Grounded, and they also beat the living daylights out of us. So we are going to be playing as them, though, which will be very, very interesting. And then what I'm very, very much looking forward to, the Matabele ants right here at the end. The Southern African species, one from Sub-Saharan Africa, occurring actually all the way from West Africa through East Africa down to South Africa, but only the northern parts of South Africa. I am so excited. They are specialist termite hunters. We are going to be having a look at them. So we'll hopefully do the leafcutter ants and then possibly one of the fire ant missions today, and then tomorrow evening there will be another live stream where we're going to do the second Rifa colony or Rifa mission and the Matabele ant missions, I think, as well. So let's see. now that everybody can hear me, hope you all are really, really having a lovely week. And for us, it is now officially Friday evening. We are in the weekend, which is so excited. Raptor, I see you ask, why is there a live stream on Friday? Because I thought, you know what, we now have early access to the game, may as well give this a whirl, do a bit of an extra live stream as well. All right, so let's see here. I see Raptor also got grounded and having a go at Womo there. Good luck. Wish you the best of luck with that one, eh? Let's see. Okay, we're Formica rufa. We are the wood ants here. We are going to be medium difficulty again. Hopefully we don't die too often in medium difficulty. As we did last time, I am going to go for rapid fire again. Rapid fire, just perfect. I love my little wood ants spraying the formic acid as rapidly as they possibly can. So yeah, let's see. We are in the little colony here. There's one little queen here.
Formica rufa and Fuster colonies have established themselves on this beach. Those nearest to the water's edge have enjoyed the first pick of the washed-up seafood for the past few days. However, as the sun and moon near alignment and the first spring tide of the month approaches, high tide draws nearer to these intrepid ants. Seemingly aware of their circumstances, these colonies are preparing to relocate to higher ground. There is only one way up the bank, and the route is currently occupied by a small roofer colony. These defenders will have to hold their ground against the oncoming siege. It will be 3 days before the high tide washes away the competition. If the colony survives, it will inherit the beach. But this won't be an easy fight.
Okay, so I'm actually just first going to just quickly adjust the volume here. I think I'm just going to voice volume as high as possible. Just going to put everything down a little bit more perhaps. Music is awesome, but I do want to make sure that you guys can all hear the narrator there. Okay, so what we are going to be doing, we've got a few little food here that we can collect. We've got our 7 guards that are, well, not guards really, are attendants that are around the queen here. Of course, those are the only ones we start with. So let's see, we are going to hopefully, I'm actually going to just quickly switch over these little guys over to group 1. And then we are going to skip the workers. We are just going to go full on soldier ants. We are going to, as soon as we have 50 food in the bank, we are just going to plop down one of these. And then if we get another 50, we'll just quickly plop down. The idea is that we want these big, strong ants to actually start with. It's going to make, hopefully, make life a little bit easier. Because I did watch again, and I was completely annihilated with the just the normal little small things like the Devil's Coach Horse beetles that came in and annihilated me when I had just a whole bunch of little small worker ants. So let's start and let's go for big, go for gold. Let's go as big as we possibly can. We're going to just put those 7 attendants back there. And let's just have a quick look here. We've got a whole bunch of things in the nest here. There's some food
the
there.
Nearer the water have better access to the food washed up by the sea. This roofer colony need not starve. The plant life growing nearby is home to herds of grey aphids. As they feed on plant sap, these tiny insects excrete droplets of honeydew, which the wood ants find irresistible. They need only protect the aphids from danger to receive a constant supply of sugary liquid. Doing so is not always simple, however. Hungry ladybird beetles know exactly where the aphids like to graze. They can strip an unguarded stem bare in a mere matter of minutes. The ants will need to keep a close watch over their flock.
Alrighty, so we're first going to just quickly grab as much of the food here as we possibly can. Okay, never mind, our food stores are full. Oh, why did I put my ants here? I didn't want to put my ants here, I wanted to put my food store here. Oh well, we'll put the food store over here. As close as we can to the to the entrance. And now I'm misclicking the whole time. I was like, why on earth have I got my ants there? I actually excavated that area so it's nice and close to the entrance so that we can drop off the food quite easily, but now, okay, I'll just have it over here. Anyway, my mind is befuddled. It is the end of the week. I am clearly not thinking straight. Let's call it the weekend chaos. Okay, right, let's see. We've got our workers that are coming in, or going to start coming in. We're going to just get them to collect some of the food up there, bring it to the nice little storage area, and at the same time, let's just get some more of these nice workers going. Nice and big, old, strong. What are these? These are the wood ant soldiers, the Formica rufa soldiers. So the Formica rufa actually built massive mounds. Now, Formica fusca that we had been playing at previously, they may not form as big mounds as these rufa ants would do. The rufas would build mounds, and I've seen photos of like 2-3 meters tall. Massive, massive mounds. It reminds me very much of the mounds that made by things like the lyrebird in Australia, which are these big fowl, bush fowl in Australia. They build these big mounds to actually incubate the eggs in. And the males, I believe, are actually the ones that are guarding the eggs there. And they'll be incubating the eggs in those big mounds. But in any case, these guys, massive, massive mounds. And when you have a lot of ants and a massive mound like that, you can also expect a lot of things that will be feeding off the ants. So myrmecophiles, basically meaning things that are attracted to ants. So these will be parasites that are attracted to the ants. They may be little predators. They may even be kleptoparasites. Kleptoparasites being species that steal food that something else collects. So they'll wait for these little ants to go and collect some food. And on the way back to the nest, they get ambushed by those other things that then steal the food away from them. And then they run off with it and they consume it. And the ants lose the food. So that also will be attracted to these big mounds that the rufa ants actually have. So let's see. Yeah, we are still, thanks Nick for also the commenting there. Yeah, Rapture, we are going to have the Pal World live stream on Sunday as well. So we're carrying on with the normal Sunday live stream, but tonight and tomorrow evening, we are going to be doing the Empires of the Undergrowth, because you know what, if you've got early access, why not? Let's see, okay, they've collected all the food there. I think I'm just going to collect this bunch over here, possibly put in 2 more workers, and then we are going to go up. We're going to go to the surface and see what things are like up there. I think I can, hopefully, yeah, I can put in 1. I can put in 2, but it's not going to hatch yet. Okay, anyway, let's go to the surface, shall we? I do not want to open this one. This looks like a trap. That looks like General Akbar is going to say it's a trap, because we've opened up a whole bunch of predators. And let's not do that. Not today, not today. Okay, we've opened up the surface, and look, there are all these little aphids. Now, the aphids, of course, would actually be sitting mostly on the plants themselves. They are hemipterans, they are true bugs, and they are drinking the sap that the plants have in them. So the phloem, the
Fusca blackbirds are heading inland. The high ground roofer colony must defend their territory.
Okay, so here comes some Fuscas. Let's just get our Rufas to mount a defense here. Okay, so these little guys are a little bit stronger, it seems, than us. This is just the first little skirmish we have here. Let's see. Let's see, my phone has got it as top chat, not live chat, so now I should be able to see all messages coming through. There we go. Okay, let's actually make our little guys that can spray the formic acid as well. We're going to put some of these ranged wood ant soldiers in as well. Okay. We're going to, as soon as they form up, we're going to just put them in group 1 as well. Okay, I see we have repelled the attack by the Fuscas. And now we are going to have that one little egg. That little egg is developing, it is growing, it is turning into a little pupa, and eventually it will, of course, hatch.
Sending troops to clear a path for their queen.
Oh, now everybody's coming from that side.
Must keep them at bay.
Okay, Rufas come. Rufas are coming. Oh, it is a Rufa. Sorry, never mind. It is a Rufa that is coming to our nest. We're just bombarding it. Now, this is what we call intraspecific. This is intraspecific competition. It is between members of the same species. It is 2 different colonies that are fighting for territory here, but it's the same species, so it's intraspecific competition. When these Fusca ants, these little dusky ants over here, were actually coming up to our nest here, that is what one calls interspecific competition. So that is when 2 different species are competing with one another, either for space or for resources or for something. For one thing or another, they are competing. And in many cases, competition will drive the diversity you can have in an area. It will determine which species can you have and which can you not have in an area. And the idea is that too much competition, or basically too much competition, will result in a lot of species not being able to survive there. But at the same time, if there's no competition, like there's one species just dominating the system, that will also have a whole bunch of negative impacts on the environment. And I'm sure we'll at some point be able to chat about that while we are playing this game here.
The lower ground colonies have relented their siege for now.
Okay.
Night approaches, and with it, it brings a host of nocturnal predators out onto the beach. The high ground ants could go underground to wait out the night, but they would have to leave their precious aphids unguarded.
Yeah, we're not going to do that.
It is a difficult choice for this colony. Face the peril out in the open, or hide away and risk losing their only reliable source of food.
Okay, we're not going to abandon our little aphids here. We are going to keep on harvesting the honeydew that they secrete. So basically with honeydew, it is a way, or it's a nice little mutualistic relationship that is here between the ants and the aphids. The aphids are basically like the ants' cattle. They will be protecting them against predators, making sure no predators harm them or eat them. They will, even if the plant that they are on dies, they will very often move the aphids to another bush, another plant to actually drink the sap of. So the aphids get protection, and the ants get a very, very reliable source of food. And what is interesting, if you have a reliable source of food that is not super abundant, you very often have ants being extremely territorial and interspecific and intraspecific competition being extremely fierce. What they've observed in the Namib Desert, for example, so in Namibia, the big dry desert that's right along the coast there, along the west coast of Namibia, in the Namib Desert, they have observed two different types of ants. One group of ants are granivorous, so they are eating grains, and the seeds or those grains are not a reliable source of food. Okay, we've got a devil's coach horse beetle, big one coming in. I'm not very keen on that. Not very keen at all. Doesn't look much better on the right hand side here. But the seed eating ants, they have got a reliable source of food, but the source of food is not super abundant. Oh, sorry, got it the wrong way around. The seeds are not reliable. So the grasses and stuff like that will only set seed if there has been a lot of rainfall, which you can imagine in a desert doesn't happen frequently. So the grasses will only seed once every few months, or once a year, or once every few years maybe. So it's not reliable. But when it does set seed, there is a super abundance of food. And so because the food is unpredictable, but super abundant when it is there, the ants don't fight with one another. They just focus on trying to get as much food as possible in as short a time as possible. And we are, oh, you know what? This is why we are battling. Our ants are not all in the same group. Come on, guys. Go show that devil's coach horse beetle what goes for what. Okay, hopefully soon we are going to defeat that little guy. There we go, we have defeated the big devil's coach horse beetle. We can actually carry everything off. Now let's go and save our aphids, because the ladybirds, oh my word, the ladybirds are carrying them off. But as I was saying, with the... I see an Antarctic Scotsman. Welcome, welcome. Welcome to the stream. I see you say pheromones, my dude. Yeah, so the pheromones, I just have this one group at the moment. I'm going to shortly split them into two groups, and then I'll have one group coming towards this, or just protecting these aphids here, and I'll have one group, protecting this aphid group over here. Oh, shame. Okay, you know what? I think we've got enough resources to just expand a little bit. I want it in a nice hexagonal pattern like that. We're going to put some nice trails, pheromone trails in a moment as well, although walking trails, yeah. But as I was saying regarding the predictable and unpredictable food sources, with the seeds, unpredictable but super abundant, so no competition. But honeydew, there are some species of ants that will be feeding on honeydew in the Namib Desert as well. And because they feed on honeydew, that is a reliable food source. You know, these aphids are constantly there. They don't just disappear overnight and then come back few weeks from now. They're constantly there, but they don't produce a lot of food. So food is in short supply, but it is reliable. And when you have a bunch of different ants, either the same species or different species, that actually have this, they are competing for this reliable short supply food, they will be attacking one another quite a lot. There's this very fierce interspecific competition. And that's exactly what we are seeing here. We've got a Formica rufa and a Formica fusca colony on the beach here with us. We are fighting for space because the tide is rising. They've got to vacate where their nests are. They have a bit of a problem. And because we are fighting for territory, very, very fierce competition. Also, reliable food source here. Obviously, they would want some of that as well. The ladybirds just keep on coming. Okay, we're going to set number 2, the second group, to just go over there. And then we just need a few more of the ranged wood ants. Where shall we put them? Don't really want the ants running through the food stores here. I think I'm going to just put them over here. Oh, okay, we're full, okay. Our food stores are full. We'll upgrade in a moment. Oh, we really need to upgrade that. We can put down 3 ants and then we are out of food. Okay, we're just going to excavate, I think, this section over here. And then let's just upgrade the food stores here, because we need to do that. We need to be able to store.
Improve these food stores.
Yes, we need to be able to store as much food as possible, so that when the lean times come, we have got enough food to survive. Okay, I think all of them are currently upgraded. All the ones we could are upgraded. Okay, great. Now, we can get to work. Yes, we've got enough to actually... Well, we can put down 1 of the ranged wood ants. 2 of those. And we're going to put them in group 2 as well. Okay, Diego's Antics, welcome to the to the live stream. Glad you could make
The
it.
battle for the high ground will soon continue. The high ground colony defended their aphid flocks well, succeeding in securing vital food supplies to see
We did
them
all
through
right.
the oncoming onslaught.
Yes, and I see Diego's Antics, you also mentioned that you would suggest we get more workers. Yes, I think that's also a great idea. Actually, I don't want to put it here. It's so claustrophobic over there. Or yeah, there we go. Let's actually put them over here. I know they will be running through the brood area here a little bit slower, but that's all right. At least we'll get some workers going. And then we are going to get to work on actually upgrading our paths here so that everyone can run very fast to defend the colony, to go get food more quickly, all those types of things. Okay, let's get the trails going here. I think that's going to be fine. And we need a trail running to the food. And you know what? All these areas just trail. Oh, we don't have enough food.
Colony
Fine.
is sending a wave of warriors to clear a path for their queen.
Okay. We're just going to move our ants to intercept.
The colony is starving. There's not enough food
There
to
we
feed
go.
the new brood.
And now we've got the numbers at least. Now we need to upgrade them to make them all nice and strong. And I see Antics. Yes, trials are getting more ranged. 1 recommend, 2 ranged for 1 melee. Yes. So we've got, I think we're excavating a few chambers here. We should be able to put... I love having the melee units nice and strong, so I'm probably going to bulk them up a little bit sooner, or upgrade them first. Oh, I do need a few more melee in this section, in this second squad as well. I love having nice and strong melee units so that they can hold the enemy, and then the ranged ones can just nail them from the back there. That should work. Hopefully that works well. Yeah. Oh, I must say, it's been so much fun being able to play this game. I've actually had it in my Steam library for such a long time, and then last week it was just like, you know what? We're going to be playing this now,
The
Sunday.
colony are sending another assault. They
Okay,
are
Rufa.
desperate to reach higher ground.
Come on, you will be intercepted. You will not reach the higher ground. So of course here the idea with the formic acid being sprayed, the formica ants do not actually have a stinger. I think I misspoke last week, or last time in the Sunday stream. I may have mentioned that they have a stinger. Yeah, turns out they don't have a stinger. Instead they have got this weird little bunch of hairs there where the stinger would be, that actually helps them to spray the formic acid at, well, whatever is attacking them. Oh my word. Okay, we're going to have to bring in our reinforcements from Crew Squadron 1 as well. And then we really need to bulk up these defenders. Let's get them nice and strong. And put in some more as well. Okay, that should be alright. How's the battle? Okay, we've defeated them. Great stuff. Formica Rufas this way. Squadron 1, Squadron 2 to the other side. Oh man, look at that little army go. Ah, that's so cool. I love ants. Ants are awesome, except when they're invasive species that are taking over your house.
From the Fusca nest.
Fusca, that's to the left, that is Squadron 1. They have been quite effective at repelling the attacks, but I think they may be meeting the match because there's a whole bunch more coming now. Let's see, the melee units, yeah, they are not very strong. They need some strength here. They need to be stronger. But it's working, it's working. Okay, let's see. The workers there in that brood over here, let's upgrade them first. Okay, that's enough. There will be some at least. Hello there, typical Eaden. Welcome to the live stream. Glad you're also here with us. Oh, it's so much fun watching my ants do a bunch of stuff. It's especially fun because it's weekend for me now. I don't have to work. But the ants have to work. Shame. But anyway, so the idea with these little aphids here, the ants will be coming to them, and they're actually tippy-tappy with the antennae on the aphids, and that stimulates them and tells them, listen, there is an ant that is guarding your rear at the moment. Secrete your wonderful little sugary nectar. And then the aphid will secrete that honeydew, which the ant will, of course, then enjoy. Okay, come on everybody. There are a whole bunch of Formica rufa ants coming along from this side. There we go. Let's show them who's boss. And then Squadron 1, when you guys have defeated these ones here, you can go back to guarding the aphids on the left. There we go. And Squadron 2, you guys can come over here, attack that ladybug, show it who's boss. I would love to just, you know, as we get stronger, we will be able to actually kill the ladybugs and use them as food as well, because the Formica ants here are truly omnivorous. They are not just carnivorous or herbivorous, they will be feeding on anything they can possibly get. And some of the ants that we will be playing as later on will also do that. The Rehousing, the red imported fire ants, they also are omnivorous, will be feeding on anything they can get. So yeah, quite a lot of fun to be an omnivore in that regard. You can get and eat anything, but to some extent also being an omnivore is not the easiest thing, because you don't have the highly specialized digestive tract that a herbivore or pure carnivore would have. I actually chat about that with my ecology students in lectures as well.
Night falls, and a temporary truce emerges between the warring colonies.
Okay.
Once again, the high ground wood ants must make a choice. Do they defend the aphids, or will they hide, resting their forces until the morning?
We don't hide. We do not hide. We defend our aphids against all the incursions that occur at night. All the predators coming to eat them. Now this is, you know, you have to decide, what are you gonna do? Are you going to just abandon your ants, or are you going to try and defend them but probably lose a bunch of ants in the process? There are also some nice big hermit crabs that have appeared on the beach here. Nice, okay. Nighttime is a dangerous time. Let's just get some more of these wood ants here. Yeah, we have got enough reserves to do that. I see Ozymandias. Ozzy, you're also in the stream. Welcome to the live stream. Glad you are here. I see typical Eoden, you also ask, would you say Empires of the Undergrowth is realistic? I would say this is the most realistic ant simulation game I have ever seen. In all honesty. Like, I love the fact that the species you actually have in the game here, they are doing what they should be doing. They are behaving correctly. And also the species that, not only the ant species, but the species you encounter along with the ants, they're also the species you would have in the same area as these ants. So if you're looking at Formica rufa and Formica fusca, they would occur in the same area. Very often Formica rufa over here will actually establish a colony by parasitizing an existing Formica fusca ant colony. So the queen actually takes over the previous colony, will either kill the previous queen or will look for one that has been abandoned and will just take that for herself. And in the game, in one of the missions, you actually encounter dead queens. And I think there may actually be one, I think it's in this mission perhaps, there may be some dead queens around. Either this mission or the previous one where you play as Formica fusca here. You actually do see the dead rufa queens, which is, I just think that's such an awesome little extra addition there. But yeah, I would say this is very, very realistic. The way the ants move, the way the things they hunt, all those types of things, I would definitely say it is by far the most realistic ant simulation type game I have ever seen. Like, in the past, of course, I've played Sim Ant, which was a lot of fun to play, but I would not call that very realistic. But yeah, this game, perfect. In my opinion, I am really, really enjoying it. Let's put it that way. Okay, I don't want to upgrade. I want to actually just make this little road for us, nice little highway for us. Let's see, is good. A good reinforce rate is good, yes. Let's see, workers great for harvesting and nest work. We've got some extra workers. We can actually put down some more now, just to help us along here, because we are going to start upgrading everything in a moment, and we need a lot of workers to do that. The other ants won't be doing a lot of work for us in terms of upgrading these tiles. Now, I think it is time for us to actually start upgrading a few more of these frontline defense ants. Okay, we are getting nice and strong here. We've got nice numbers. This is really great to see, at least. Let's see. Diego's Antics, you also say wood ant melee do less damage than workers, but make up in health and armor. Oh, so the workers do more damage. Okay, so they're a bit more of a glass cannon, I guess, where they do a lot of damage, but they don't have as much health. But then the wood ants, the melee here, I like bulking up my melee ants here. They're really quite cool. Of course, they get nice and big a little bit as you upgrade them, make them nice and strong. More hit points, more everything. Okay, and we have successfully, we just constantly chasing away the lady beetles as they are coming to steal our aphids. Of course, the lady beetles here. Oh, I'm wondering though, which species is this? Dun, dun, dun. Let's just have a quick look here. Dun, 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 dun. I do not see an M, which means this is probably not the harlequin lady beetle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, could be 7 spot ladybird. Could be that. We don't have them in South Africa, so I'm not that familiar with the 7 spot ladybird. But this could be it. It's not the harlequin lady beetle though, because they... maybe it could be. Let's see. That way around. We're having a look at them. The harlequin lady beetle would have an M or a W on their heads. And I don't really see that. I do see a bunch of spots, but it's not in the right pattern to be the lady or the harlequin lady beetle, which is a highly invasive species. We have them in South Africa as well. They have actually been in South Africa. They've been introduced as aphid control, so as a biological control for aphids to, get rid of them in your rose bushes and all those things. And then the problem is that the harlequin lady beetle, yeah, sure, they may eat some aphids, but they eat everything else as well. In some cases, they'll also even be eating the plants that you're trying to protect. So it's like, okay, we're going to try and protect our plants by introducing something that can eat our plants. Doesn't work. Additionally, the harlequin lady beetle also, because they are competing with indigenous lady beetles who actually do eat the aphids and stuff like that, they are potentially outcompeting those indigenous species and having a massive negative impact on those populations, which obviously I don't like. So if these were the lady beetle or the harlequin lady beetles, I would be targeting them the whole time. I would be ignoring the aphids and just feeding on harlequin lady beetles just to get rid of them in the area. If I were, managing this colony and they were harlequin lady beetles. Let's see, we've got nice and strong ants. We do need more Malay units up here. We've got the food. We definitely have the food stores. So we're just going to make this a little side chamber of wood ant Malay wood ants. And yeah, they're coming in nicely. And then we can start upgrading these little guys as well. So they can hold the enemy in place, and then the ranged ones can get rid of them. Okay, I see we have got no more food. Yes, Diego, we are in South Africa, both my wife and I. She's just sitting on my left-hand side and smiling at me. Yeah, so we're from South Africa. That's why I'm so excited about the Matabele ants, because they actually do occur in South Africa, and I have seen them before.
Soon continue. The high ground colony defended their aphid flocks well, succeeding in securing vital food supplies to see them through the oncoming onslaught.
Accidentally sent group 2 to group 1's location. We haven't actually even dug around here yet. What I can do is, possibly, I think, let's bring the workers over to this side. Let's just bring the workers over. And then what we'll do is we'll just empty this area and actually put in a brood or a bunch of Malay. There we go. A bunch of Malay and ranged ants in this general area to actually protect the nest and to actually run around in the nest. Okay, come on. Destroy that larva devil's coach horse beetle. There we go. Wonderful. I do believe we'll encounter in the leafcutter section, we'll actually encounter a relative of the devil's coach horse beetle here, which is the rove beetle, because this is in fact in the rove beetle family. So they're not related to the scarab beetles that we encounter in Grounded, for example, or dung beetles or things like that. Instead, they are in a different beetle group. They're still in the order, now I've got with taxonomy, you've got kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, genus, species. They are in the same kingdom, obviously Animalia, phylum, not that clued up in taxonomy anymore. It's been a while since I had to look at the taxonomy. But anyway, scarab beetles, different group to the rove beetles that we encounter in the game here. Okay, let's put in a bunch of
more soldiers are emerging from the roofer nest.
Malay. We're going to put them in group 3. Okay, a whole bunch of other ants coming. Now that we have a bit more numbers and stronger ants, I think we actually are able to withstand it a little bit better. But we are nonetheless still going to expand our ranged attacks here. Our chambers, oh, there's a big thing there. I don't want to accidentally dig that out. Possibly am going to if I get too close here. But we'll see now. Let's put in a whole bunch more ranged ants. Okay. Hello there, James. Welcome to the live stream. Glad you could make it as well. This is basically it's Empires of the Undergrowth is an ant simulation game. It's a strategy game, but you have ants. And to me, this is like amazing strategy game because you really have to make some important decisions. Not only about what you place where, but how many ants of different castes are you going to put in here?
Ground colonies are now sending out armies at the same time.
Okay, so we're going to just try to intercept them. So it's a bit of a strategy game, it's a bit of an ant simulation game. It is all awesome, that's what it is. It is really just so awesome to actually play this game. And yeah, you'll see as we go along, you play as different ant species. We are currently Formica rufa, which is the wood ants here. Later on, we're going to play as the leafcutter ants, which have a completely different dynamic that they will have. Wrong group. Group 2, come here. Group 1, you guys come here. And we'll then be playing as the red imported fire ants, which are a horrible species, but an amazing species at the same time. And yeah, we'll be talking a whole bunch of strategy and ecology as we go along as well. And as for whether this is my first playthrough, no, I have played it before, briefly a while back, and then only really since Sunday have I had a look a little bit more again at it. Actually on Saturday, just so I am not completely useless in terms of what to do, I did play a little bit, and then this morning earlier I also just quickly brushed up again, just so that I am not completely useless. Okay, so here comes a whole bunch of ants again. Let's just try to intercept them once more. Fighting on two fronts here. I really would prefer it if we were fighting on one front. Oh, look at that. They're taking out the ladybird. Right. I see Memphis is also here. Our big old cat is also here. He's just having a bit of dinner there. Oh yes, James, fire ants are very invasive. Almost everywhere. Touch wood, we do not have them in South Africa yet. We do have Argentine ants, which are also horrible, but they don't burn as much, they don't sting. Also, they don't make rafts to float away in the water if the area is flooded. So, yeah, I think, prefer Argentine ants over the Rifas, over the fire ants, but both are horrible, that's for sure. So yeah, can you play as other insects? You can actually play as termites later on, I believe, as well. I haven't had a look at that, but I know with the Matabele missions, Matabele ant missions, you do have termites there as well, and I believe you can also play as the termites, which is a lot of fun. So it's going to be something similar, I believe, to the leafcutter ant. Basically, because both species, the termites as well.
A temporary truce emerges.
Just waiting for him to finish talking.
Once again, the high ground wood ants must make a choice. Do they defend the aphids, or will they hide, resting their forces until the morning?
Okay, so of course we are going to defend our aphids here because this is a very, very nice source of food. But yeah, both the termites and the leafcutter ants will be what we call it. It is not fungophages. Basically, they're eating fungi. They both will be eating fungi, cultivating fungi. We'll be talking about that, of course, as well when we get to the leafcutter missions. Really, really awesome. I mean, I love the fact that leafcutter ants are in this game as well. They would rank as one of my favorite, if not my favorite, one of my favorite ants in the world. Which I am, yeah, I'm so keen to play as them. So we'll get to them in a moment. Let's see. Actually, we'll keep the worker ants in the worker group. We're just going to increase the number of... no, sorry. One, you guys stay up here. Oh, we've got hermit crabs coming in as well, and a whole bunch of devil's coach horse beetle larvae. Oh my word. Okay, let's try and get this hermit crab stunned. Now the hermit crab, of course, it has a very, very strong shell, which it did not make itself. It took the shell from some other snail or something along those lines that had a shell. And of course, the hermit crab will constantly grow, get larger, and if it gets too large for its shell, it will have to find a new shell that is the right size, and then just switch over from one of them to the other. Let's just quickly, before they actually take away that little hermit crab there, you can kind of see, I mean, there is the nice little body there, and you can see the tail. The tail of the hermit crab would actually be twirled around in this shell, and if the shell is too small, then the tail and the whole body also can't fit. That one did retreat a moment ago. When it took too much damage, it will retreat into its shell. That is a nice way to protect itself. Very often they will use one of these claws to actually block the entrance, because a lot of these snails will actually have what we call an operculum, or a lid, which when they pull their body in, this little lid is on their body, and when they pull their foot in, it shuts like a door. It shuts that shell so that nothing can enter easily. Of course, some things will still be able to break open the shell, but it's more difficult. But the hermit crab here doesn't have an operculum. Instead, it has a claw that it will then block that entrance with. And if the shell is too big, it won't be able to block it. It will also be difficult to walk around with a shell that's bigger than it can technically or should be in. So they have to find a shell that is the right size. Great armor for them, a bit of an extra line of defense. Although, of course, they do have a relatively hard exoskeleton, not as tough as it could be, so they need a bit of extra protection, which is where they get these, or why they use these shells. But there, that tail would have been twirled around in the shell. Okay, everything fighting everything else here, though. We're just going to leave them to their own devices, and we're going to have group number 3 now coming through to take on whatever is over here, because I want to expand a little bit and get more food from down here as well. Okay, group 3, come on. There we go, guys. There we go. Oh yes, I must agree, the music in the game is also just amazing. I love it when the music just complements everything and just makes it a whole awesome experience. And the suspense, you can feel the suspense, and when there isn't something suspenseful happening, it's nice and calm. Oh, it's so awesome. There we go. So now this is where it's useful to have a few ants in the front here. They have that spray there, that devil's coach horse beetle will have that noxious chemical that they are spraying. It disorientates the ants, prevents them from attacking it properly, but these ranged ones at the back here were not affected by that. So they could, sorry, I got very excited. Before the Malay ones here, they were disorientated, but the ones in the back, they were not disorientated. They could continue attacking, so the Devil's Coach Horse Beetle there was, eventually killed. But I got excited here because look at these little guys. Oh, these are little copepods. I thought they were sand fleas. Well, I guess they could be called sand fleas. Looks very similar to what we have in South Africa called the Talorchestia, or the sandhoppers. Little crustaceans, basically, that are living on the beach here. It seems these ones are just most likely would have been brought in by something that scavenged them. Maybe a previous ant colony actually brought them in. But these little guys would be filter feeding, most likely, or they would, if they are semi-aquatic, they would be filter feeding. But if they are terrestrial, basically completely on land, they most likely would have fed on things that washed up on the shore. Pieces of algae or kelp. Okay, where am I? Oh, I'm under attack here. Oh, look at that. 2, 3 Devil's Coach Horse Beetle adults dead. Like, on Sundays, in Sunday's live stream, we saw our behind so quickly with these guys. Oh, our stores are full. Okay, we need to do something. We need to upgrade. That's what we're going to do. We're going to upgrade our ants. Make them strong. There may be strength in numbers, but there's also strength in strength. There we go. Now I've used up all my food. That is fine. We've got a lot of food coming in still. Okay. Let's see here. So the end goal, is it complete total ant domination? Not quite. We do have objectives. In this case, our objective is just to survive one more day. We need to survive a certain number of days, because what is happening here on the surface, the tide is rising. So it's spring tide that's coming closer. As the moon and the sun are either pulling from opposite directions or from the same direction, the tides are stronger. It's higher tide and lower tide than usual. And the ants here, the little Formica fusca and rufus, these little two colonies here and here, they obviously established when it wasn't spring tide. So when it was nice and low, neap tides, the in-between tides, they established. And now with the spring high tide coming, they are being flooded, which is horrible for them. They need to find a way out. And unfortunately, our colony is on the way out of this beach area. So they need to come through us in order to find a nice, safe place. So we need to protect ourselves, we need to survive for 3 days, and if we have managed to do that, this mission is complete. Then we'll have another mission which will have different objectives. So each time there are some objectives we need to accomplish, and we are going to, of course, do the best we can to accomplish those objectives. Let's see, where's the next episode of Green Hell? That'll be Tuesday. Tuesday there is another Green Hell episode coming out as well. Glad you are enjoying that as well. It's so much fun to also be coming back to games I played in the past, like Green Hell, for example. I played that ages ago on the channel, and then I stopped playing that. Well, I finished the storyline, and then I just never continued again. Now it's nice and fun to be playing that once more. Okay, we're just going to dig through here once more to try and get to that little beetle over there and whatever the food is in there. And we are then... Oh, I see our food is full again.
Intruders in the nest.
Yes, I know there's another devil's coach horse beetle, but not for long, dear narrator, not for long. Come on, bombard him spray him with formic acid. Annoy him. And there we go, there's that noxious chemical that was being sprayed by the devil's coach horse beetle here. As you can see there, very, very small wings that they do have. As mentioned on Sunday, they are capable of flying, but very, very poorly. They're quite clumsy when it comes to flying. I mean, you can imagine little twirly-whirly little wings trying to fly. You get airborne, but not very well. Shame. Yeah. Let's see. I've missed a few chats here. There we go. As termites... when 1. Yeah, there we go. So can we play as other insects in the game? Yes. As termites when 1.0 releases, and as a spider in the secret spider level. Oh yes, I've never actually played the secret spider level.
To the low ground nests. Today is their last chance to relocate. The low ground colonies won't show any restraint. Their attacks will be desperately vicious. Fortunately for the high ground colony, many aphids survived the night. Access to food will be pivotal for the upcoming battle.
Yes. We need lots of food. We need nice, strong ants here. Let's actually just upgrade our workers as well. Our normal old workers here. And it is really a lot of fun, this game. You can also play it in an easier mode, which is also a lot of fun, just to encounter all the little creatures and not have to worry too much about, dying, as I did on Sunday's live stream and almost in today's episode. Oh my word, I still can't believe that happened. I had this horrible feeling of deja vu in the episode that came out today. As I recorded, and I'm like, oh no.
A black ant force has been sent from the Fusca nest.
Okay. A large black ant force, but that's not going to be a match for our amazing soldiers over here, bombarding them, getting... there's the big force. Yeah, that's still not going to be any match for us. We're just going to get rid of them. Oh yes, I haven't ever actually... I see now your comment there about free play as well. I haven't actually played the free players either. I'm definitely going to at some point. There is also the arena, which I have also not tried yet, where you can pit a whole bunch of insects against one another. That would also be fun to try, to see how that goes. Let's actually get our ants to just come back a little bit. Take some food, get these Rufa ants to come up, and then we'll intercept them over here. Okay, they're just holding the line. You know what? Let's go and take them down there. When you are facing superior numbers, or potentially superior numbers, you should be going for the narrow point there to hold the line nice and strong there. Not sure whether we've got the advantage, though. Technically, I think we do have the advantage. There comes the big force. Yeah, we're just going to wipe them out.
Good ants are heading toward the high ground colony.
Let's see here. Everyone's still doing all right. Looks like it. These guys are no match. Let's go and see what's happening. Let's get some extra food here. Yeah, okay, there we go. Formica ants, or Rufus, are coming, so let's just get group number 2 to hold the line there. I see there you mentioned that they're going to raid the aphid farms, Diego, so go underground and conserve your food. We'll definitely have a look. If things start looking dire, we are going to have to do that. You see now, this is the this is intraspecific because they're also Rufus. But they, yeah, as you mentioned, yeah, I see they're raiding it a lot. Okay, thanks for that. Let's get our little guys out of the way. Let's get them to
colonies are now sending out
not attack
at the same time.
And now they can attack again. And group number 1, squad number 1, intercept the Fungus over here. Group number 2, you guys are on Rufa duty. And you know what? Group number 3, you guys are wherever... Well, you guys are actually right at the entrance here. Wherever we need you, whenever the enemy comes through the gates, we get rid of them down here. Yeah, so that intra-specific competition here between the Rufa colony over here and our Rufa colony with the aphids, that was quite interesting. They're trying to steal our food. We could have defended it, but thanks for the heads up that they were going to do that and to possibly just retreat, save the food, because yeah, there was a lot of them coming through there at that point. Rather perhaps sacrifice some honeydew and live to tell, you know, to fight another day. Let's see here. Thanks, James. I mean, I appreciate the fact that you enjoy the live stream and the information. It's so much fun to also be chatting about all these things. Oh, look at that! There's a queen.
It is almost over.
Haha. There is the queen of the Rufus coming through. Of course, the last-ditch effort to escape their colony is being flooded, and now they are trying to force a way through us so that their queen can hopefully actually take over our nest or push through to another area where she could then perhaps establish a new nest.
The low ground is already starting to flood. The lower ground nests are emptying completely.
And there's the Rufa
rushing up the bank.
queen as well.
This is their final assault.
Well, the final assault will not be useful. I wonder whether she's going to try to get into the nest. I don't think she's going to have the chance to do that, but I think she's going to try to. Or was going to try to. Yeah, that's the correct word sequence. Look at this sneaky little one also trying to get into the hive. But everyone's dead. Oh, looks like we have survived, which is marvelous. Oh, man. I love giving out bug facts. Bug facts are awesome. It's so much fun. It's one of the many, many things that I'm very, very interested in. I am not an entomologist at all, but I have a keen interest in insects and, well, actually in everything nature-related. And that's what an ecologist has to do. An ecologist has to know at least a little bit about a lot of different things, because we don't manage plants, we don't manage animals, we manage entire ecosystems, and we need to understand how the animals and plants are interacting with one another and what could go wrong if an invasive species comes in, all those types of things.
The hill have finally defeated their would-be successors. Tomorrow their empire will expand to the undefended intertidal flats below, commanding both the aphid farms and the bounty of the sea. This colony will rise to become an undeniable power in the undergrowth.
Yes! We have established an empire in the undergrowth here. Yay! Alrighty. So, let's take the royal jelly, because we are going to be using the royal jelly, of course, to give our ants the not mutations, but, you know, different things, different abilities. There we go, abilities, that's the word. Royal jelly, however, is only found in honeybees. We don't have royal jelly in ants, it seems. But these ants that we have, the Formica ereptor ants, they are genetically modified, seriously modified with gene splicing. So they're not true ants per se. So, you know, maybe they have got a bit of honeybee in them as well. Who knows?
The queen is exhibiting interesting new behaviors. I believe the colony is beginning to adapt.
Our food stores are full though, so we need to first of all actually increase our food stores here. We can't even upgrade it, sheesh. Yeah, we are going to be able to store a lot of food, and we're going to need to be able to store a lot of food because I think chaos is coming. Because if I'm not mistaken, yeah, the next mission is the second experiment. And that scientist is pure evil. He's chaotic evil. Actually, if you want to look on the D&D alignment chart, yeah, that guy he's the epitome of chaotic evil. We're also going to just... No, we're not going to expand this. We're going to expand... We should be able to have... Oh, wait a minute. Wood ants. Why haven't we bought the wood ants yet? Okay, we're going to put in wood ants. We need the wood ants. Okay, now let's have a nice big cluster of wood ants. So that when that problematic researcher gives us any trouble, we're going to be able to defend ourselves with a whole bunch of very nice ranged attacks. Okay, there we go. Just going to put that out. Put in some more little fast lanes here. And now we are going to be using a lot of the food that we have stored. And this is why we have stored so much food, so that we can actually put down a lot of new wood ant tiles, and so that we can replenish our losses during the experiment that is to come. Okay. Yo. Let's just quickly have a look, because these little ants are now going to just do that. We've got some workers doing that. Let's bring this group over here. These are black ants. Yeah, they can also be part of that. There we go. They are the workers, the Ereptor workers. Okay, let's just have a quick look here. We've given our queen the ability to get the royal guards.
The first Formica-Rufa ant.
Incredible. I wasn't sure it was even possible.
Okay, so second wind, I think, is what we are going to go for. I'm not sure if all goes well, it won't even come down to that. But when our queen drops to 75% health, she will be full health again and invulnerable for 30 seconds, which will be useful. Let's actually upgrade, or get the upgrade to get our... Oh, we need 40 royal jelly for that. Okay, we'll at least be able to have level 2 wood ants. Okay, that's fine, that's fine. We'll have a lot. Let's quickly upgrade everything. Much as we possibly can, because we definitely will have enough food for this, or to do this. Once we have collected all the food, we will have enough food. Would have been nice to have a little bit more extra royal jelly, but that's alright. Let's see here. While we are getting this ready, getting all the food here. If you press Shift and F9, you can zoom out further and see both maps from above. Ooh. Okay, maybe Shift F9? No. Okay, maybe we need to be in the game actually to do that, or in the... For some reason, Shift F9 just goes into normal mode for me. Let's see here. Just going to make the highway nice and broad. Let's see here. Tiger beetles. Oh, I love tiger beetles. I don't love it when they attack me, you know, as an ant, but I love tiger beetles. They are really so cool. Really love them. I love seeing them. Occasionally we do find them. Not really here where I am, but when we go to the beach, we do find the tiger beetles. They love, it seems, sandy environments. That's where it's nice and open, and they can run quickly, and that's where they love being. I think everything here is fine. I think let's just quickly upgrade some more food stores, so that we can also keep more food stored away. And I think... let's see, can we upgrade? Yeah, we can upgrade these guys over here. Yeah, I think for now that is fine. I think he's evil and it's chaotic now. Just wait till Formicarium Challenge 4. Oh my word, yeah. I can just imagine, because we're going on to Formicarium level 2 now, or experiment 2 here. I can imagine number 4 here is going to be... Oh, 4 is up here. It's going to be complete chaos. Oh my word. Let's see. When you do challenge 2, don't forget to put more workers in the nest group. Okay, let's see. I think this is... Yeah, there we go. There are more workers over here. I believe that is so that we have a lot of workers constantly taking eggs to the nests, eh? To the brood chambers, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see. Wow, we've got quite a lot of food. I'm wondering, I think we should make our... Oh, who should we make more? Malay or ranged. I think let's get 6 more ranged. Because we could dig out 6 more tiles. Let's get 6 more ranged. And then we will upgrade... Oh. Wait. Oh, I'm at the maximum population. Never mind then. Okay, that's fine. We will do that later on then. Okay, I think we are ready. I'm hoping we are ready. Let's see. It is normal mode, but you can zoom out further. Let's see again. Okay, I'm in the nest here. I'm just trying to remember what zoom out is. I don't even know how to zoom. Oh, minus is zoom out. Like I did not know minus and plus is zoom out. Okay, well, then something new. And there we go. Wow, that's cool. So this is our, it kind of looks like lungs actually. Okay, well, now we've got 6 lungs, but it looks like lungs. This is cool. Okay, so there's our colony that we currently have. Ah, marvelous. Right. Let's get ready for the chaos, shall we? I'm not sure whether I'm ready, but let's see. The second experiment. Still on medium difficulty. Going to play medium difficulty until we start dying too much, and then we're going to stop with medium difficulty.
Seems to have made significant progress. Perhaps it is time we began phase 2 of the trial.
Agreed. I will prepare the feeder colonies.
Okay, so we're going to have a bunch of ants, I believe, coming in again.
Let's ease them in with a familiar disturbance. Introduce 20 Formica fusca ants.
The Fusca colony is attached. and
Let's
the ants
just
are on their way.
meet them out here, because we can. Okay, yeah, you can see our ants are nice and big. Nice and strong. There should be no problem. The Malay ants are holding them in one place, and the ranged ones are just bombarding them. Easy peasy.
I see they haven't lost their potency. Now let's try the Formica rufa ants.
The Rufa will be more aggressive. Our Ereptors will need to put up a strong defense. Adding 20 Rufa ants.
Oh, okay, I forgot they were coming in. Okay, there we go, come on. There we go. For some reason I got distracted a little bit with the comments. Yeah, thanks. Thanks for that. I was checking the comments and I forgot that the ants are coming in again. And thankfully, responded in time. And yeah, they were holding them in place long enough so that we could get rid of them. Okay, let's quickly grab some food here.
Once again, our Ereptors have neutralized the threat to their queen.
Actually, we'll grab group number 2 to come here.
As before, but don't push the colony too
And group
hard.
number 1, you guys will just come down.
That would be irresponsible.
Hold the line. And the normal worker ants, they just collected some food.
40 Rufa ants.
We're just going to put them back in the brood. Oh my word, here comes a lot of Ereptor ants now, I believe. Oh, that's a lot. But then again, we also have a lot. So brace yourselves, little ants. The chaos is coming. Yeah, that's a lot. 40 ants are quite a few, but we've got a lot of food in the reserves, which is great. We have learned from our mistakes. Now, are you going to throw us with a curveball or not yet? That's the question.
Increasing to 50 Rufa ants.
50 Rufa ants, that's fine. Where are they coming from? That side. Let's meet them out on the plains, because it's more fun to fight in the open. There we go. Now, of course, we'll again see the Malay units here, holding them in place, ranged units bombarding from the back. And this is where it's nice for me to also... It could be useful to have the one that does area of effect damage, but I like the rapid fire. I prefer the rapid fire because it just does so much damage so quickly. It doesn't do much damage in one spot necessarily, or in a larger area, but that's fine. Look at this, it works well. Okay.
Good. Would it be unfair to help the colony out? Perhaps.
Let's just
But I
get some more seeds collected.
proceed swiftly, my little ants.
We're just again getting group number 2 to come and collect them. So just some of the workers to come out and collect some seeds here. So we don't have our main fighting force distracted.
The Rufa and the Fuska invaders.
Okay.
We'll start with 30 of each.
So 2 fronts would be a little bit too difficult to fight on. You have to split your forces. So I would rather just make the 2 fronts 1 front. And we would just actually fight over here in this area. So much easier. While our little workers are bringing in the food. Okay, you guys can just come back to the nest squad. Thank you.
A wonderful victory on 2 fronts.
Well, that's the thing, is 2 fronts became 1 front. Much more manageable.
We should try 3 colonies.
You see, 3 fronts would just be ridiculous.
Introducing 30 of each. Rufa, Fuska,
Oh.
and Raptor ants.
My word, yeah. So, we should be fine right over here. As all of them come charging in, we're just bombarding them and holding them in place. Again, this would actually be a good spot where having the stronger ranged one would be useful, rather than the rapid fire one. Having that slow firing mortar rather than the rapid fire one. Nonetheless, easy. Right, so group 2.
Helping hand for what comes next. Collect it quickly. Faster.
Just replenish the food stores quickly.
I wonder how long they will survive against a sustained flow from all 3 colonies. Let's see.
Yeah, now there's a sustained flow coming, so thankfully we just in time scavenged almost all the food. There was 1 left, but that's fine. Look, there they are coming back into the nest as all the enemies come in. Perfect timing. Ah, okay, I see. For challenge 4, rapid fire the best. It'll be very interesting to see when we get there.
But what?
Oh no, tiger beetle!
A giant tiger beetle has joined
Nah.
the fray.
Does not stand a chance because he was right here in the bottleneck where all the chaos is happening.
And
So much fun.
and another.
Oh no, tiger beetles!
Tiger beetles.
Oh, there goes 1. There goes another. Not sure where the 3rd tiger beetle is, or is he dead already? Probably dead already. Okay. Let's just shed some light on the subjects here. Now guard the queen, you say? I wonder what's coming in. Thankfully, we do have the royal guard for the queen, and we do have her health going back up to 100% if she does go to 75% and she's invulnerable. So that should give us enough time to see what has happened and actually go down to protect her. And also the fact that we do have these nice runways here, that will hopefully help as well. But I do suspect something big is coming. Oh, ho, 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 ho. The ants... no, I was thinking the ants are drying up, but they're not drying up. They're still coming. But 1,400 food stored away. That is just marvelous. Oh, absolutely awesome. Here comes big things. What have we got? Oh, wolf spiders. Hello there.
What's this? 1,
Okay.
2, 3.
All of the wolf spiders. Thankfully, we do have some
It hardly seems.
of them protecting the queen, but we'll have all the ones coming through here. Let's see, our health. Oh no, the queen is still 100%. She's still fine.
The queen is in danger.
Is
We
she?
should stop the experiment.
Well, the wolf spiders, of course, running around everywhere. Wolf spiders, very, very good eyesight. I think they rank 3rd best eyesight of all spiders, after the jumping spiders and the ogre-faced spiders, which are net-casting spiders. They're basically little spiders that hang over trails of insects with a little web that they spin as a net, and then they put it down over the insects and catch them that way and pull them back up. But they need very good eyesight. They've got massive eyes in the front there, hence the name ogre-faced spiders.
Yes.
There we go.
yes.
Woohoo!
Victory to the Raptor.
What's going on here?
Nothing.
Yes, the Raptors performed excellently against the Rufa. They just staved off an attack from 40 roofer ants.
40? I think that's enough for now. We don't want to overstress them.
Agreed.
There we go. Yeah, it seems like they did skip my queen. They just went directly for the brood. But the wolf spiders, really, really awesome spiders. I love them. They are very good parents as well. Well, the mothers are. The fathers, they just bugger off the moment they have finished mating with a female. But the females, they will, first of all, carry the eggs in a nice little pouch under their bodies to protect them. And actually, to some extent, attached to her body. And then when the babies hatch, all of them will migrate to the top of her body. And she will carry them around. And yeah, that is then how things go with them. As for what difficulty this is medium difficulty. We're not on hard difficulty or extreme. We are on medium, but it's not easy. Decided for this, I want to play medium so we don't die too often because we want to go through all of the missions rather than having to redo the same mission 20 times because I keep on dying. Yes.
Watch over the formicarium. Additional experiments will be on hold for the time being.
I understand. No more tests.
Tests. Sounds like me when I say I'm going to give my students a test. Right, let's actually now, I think we should be able to, there we go, upgrade level 3. There we go, perfect. Let's see, rapid fire. We can also go, we can give them special abilities, but I'm wondering whether I shouldn't perhaps save my royal jelly for the leaf cutter ants, which we are going to get in their level 1, 2, and 3 upgrades, or level 2 and 3 upgrades, and then those are the ones there. I think I'm going to save it for that. What we are going to do, however, is just put these ones down. I don't know why, because I think we are actually going to lose our formicarium now. Oh, I see. Hard is original medium difficulty. Okay, and easy is then probably very easy. So we're playing on relatively easy difficulty. Yes. Let's store as much food as we possibly can. Because we want to just... I think when we actually go to the next mission, where we rehouse the colony, you will be awarded on an amount of jelly during the switch based on colony size, construction, stored resources, and territory. So we want to dig out as much territory as we can. We've got 24, we still need to... We can still dig out. There we go, we're just going to dig all of them out. And we're just going to put food storage everywhere. And quickly, hopefully, relatively quickly, collect all the food on the surface, and then we'll have our colony rehoused. Okay, everybody, you can all just go and do that. Collect food for us. Okay, we are going to have to upgrade. Just upgrade everything here so that we can store all of the food. Okay, sorry little workers, I know I just put you in group 1, but you're coming back. I need you to upgrade all these tiles. Let's see here. I've got a red ant armor. Oh, well done, Raptor. So you're making progress there on WoW mode in Grounded. Oh, yes. I remember starting out in WoW mode in Grounded. We died so many times. But it was a nice experience nonetheless. Let's see. I can upgrade that and that one. No, that one I can still upgrade. Here we go. First you had easy, medium, hard, and insane. Easy is easier than old easy. Okay, medium is old easy, hard is old medium. Extreme is between hard and insane, and impossible is old insane. Okay, good to know. Maybe I'll try at some point, I'll try switching over to hard difficulty, just, you know, because. But yeah, for now I think we'll keep it as it's relatively easy on medium. I don't know why I am doing this. I don't have to do this because we're going to lose all of this in a moment. As all the food, almost all the food has been collected. Okay, so now that all the food has basically been collected, we are going to rehouse our colony.
The counterpart colony has been delivered.
Mm-hmm.
We need to commence preparation for the final experiment. After that, we can dispose of the specimens and close the project. You should begin transplanting our ereptors into the modular formicarium, and be careful with the queen.
Yes, I know how to use a trowel.
Ugh.
it's very important to be careful with the queen, because in some cases, if the queen dies, the whole colony gets wiped out. In other cases, what can happen is if the queen dies, some of the other females may actually be able to lay a male egg, which can then hopefully fertilize another one, and they can be a queen to some extent. So to try and get the colony going, but it's a very, very slim chance of that actually happening. So usually if the queen dies, the colony is going to be wiped out, unless you have more than one queen in the colony.
What's the project? Bah! Did you hear that? Final experiment, my foot! I'm in charge of the colony, and I will decide when we've finished testing. There. All set in your new home. Grow quickly, my little ants. We have lots of work to do.
Okay, so now we're starting from scratch, basically, here. We can dig out 20 sites. We've got no food whatsoever. Let's see whether we get anything at the top there, or anything at the surface. And oh, I see we do get extra jelly for upgrades, construction, etc. Okay. Well, that sucks now. But I'll keep that in mind for the series. Of course, then I will make sure to actually... Oh, there's no food at the top here. Oh, this was a complete waste of time. I guess we are going on with the next mission then. Although we can, of course. In the meantime... yeah, we can. We can grab the leaf cutters. We are going to go... I like stun. I don't think I'm going to go for taunt. Like the Atacephalotus mages here, the big soldiers, they get to taunt the enemies and they are then attacked. I don't know. I like having stun, basically potentially stunning the enemies. That's, I think, quite a stunning ability. So we're going to go for that one there. Durable or shockproof? Not sure. We'll check as we go along, I guess. Right, I think. Scientist 2 has a god complex. Yes, he does. I agree. And Antarctic Scotsman. Sorry there. For some reason, Antarctic is difficult to pronounce. But an Antarctic Scotsman, I agree. He's got a god complex. I think he's a bit of a narcissist as well. He is he's very... And an egotist, most definitely. An egotist. Very, very egotistical. Yeah, I also agree. Stun is good. Both are good, I see. Okay, thanks for that. I do like stun. I do like stun. So I'm going to go with stun when we have the ability now to choose. Okay, there we go. Number 3, the harvest. We are getting to play as some of my favorite ants, the leaf cutter ants. I've always wanted to see these guys. I've never obviously been able to see them because they're only found in South and Central and a bit of North America, not in South Africa where I am. So yeah, great point there. They excel in different ways. That is very true. It depends on, I guess, your playstyle. My playstyle, I think stun is what suits my playstyle, but I can definitely see the benefit of taunt as well. You've got these nice, strong mages. They get to draw the aggro. They are able to withstand the blows, and then at the same time, they get to kill the enemy, hopefully, like that. But yeah, for my playstyle, I like having windows of opportunity where there's a bit of a slight reprieve where I can just continue doing damage without having damage done to me. So let's go for stun, I guess. Can't stun big enemies, only useful against ants and small enemies. That's also a very, very good point. There is our leafcutter ants.
This young queen has successfully raised her first daughters beneath the leaf litter of the rainforest floor. The nutritious fungus she fed them as larvae is now dwindling. If they don't find food quickly, they will all starve. The juicy grubs nearby are a staple meal for many underground opportunists, but for now at least, they will go ignored. This budding Atacephalotus leafcutter colony has only one viable source of food, and it must be collected above ground.
Okay, so these are little miners. Now, instead of just having workers and soldiers, we've got miners, and we've got media, and we've got mages, and we also have minims. I mean, look at those cute little teeny-weeny little guys. They are just responsible for getting everything moved around in the nest, getting leaf fragments sorted and put in the food in these little brood chambers, and taking the waste away, those types of things. We are just quickly going to get these little guys to just excavate an area for us where we can just put all the waste.
A young velvet worm.
A velvet worm! Oh, yes. Yes. Oh, wow, we can zoom in. That is brilliant. That is brilliant. Okay, so zooming in. We can zoom in very far. Oh, velvet worms are such awesome creatures. Okay, so they are not worms, because as you can see, they have kind of legs. They're not true legs, though. I think they're more pseudopods or false legs. And so they're not worms. Worms obviously don't have legs. They're not caterpillars either, because caterpillars will have 6 normal legs and then a bunch of pseudopods or false legs in the back. But these are a very, very ancient group of invertebrates, completely unrelated to insects. And they, as we could see there for a moment, but we can't see anymore, they actually produce silk. And they are then able to spray the silk with a front little, not sure, I don't think it's legs that they have that are modified for that, maybe legs, that actually produce the silk and then shoot it all over the place. But for all intents and purposes, let's call them spinnerets, which in spiders produce silk. These little guys will produce silk and then eject it at high speed and spray in a zigzag pattern. And they do that to trap prey like crickets and stuff like that, or predators to try and get away from the predators. In this case, not sure whether they were thinking we are food or... no, I thought we could perhaps get this spray there, but...
the ants. These ancient
Here we
mysterious predators are masters of ambush. They creep toward their unwitting victims silently on soft, hollow legs. Once in range, they squirt oscillating streams of slime, forming a wide net that entraps...
See, there we go. There's the spray. Okay, why is this not looking too good for us?
Waste is building up in the fungus gardens.
Oh no.
The leaf cutters need to dig out a
This is not going well. And... oh, he's almost dead. There we go, he's dead, finally. I was getting worried there. Like, how on earth is it still carrying on? Okay, I want to have a waste disposal facility far away from everything else, because I do not want my workers constantly running through the filth, because then they get kind of diseased. So we don't want that. We don't have any food whatsoever at the moment, which means we're going to have to dig it open. I'll dig it out here. And go and collect some food. Okay. Soon they should be able to dig out. There we go. Okay, I may have made a bit of an oopsie by actually digging out the velvet worm there and it annihilating me.
Not enough food to feed the new brood.
Oh, and there's another
Beetle
oopsie.
larvae are distant relatives of the European devil's coach horse.
I did not see
Despite
that question mark there.
years of separation, they share the same carnivorous appetite, razor-sharp pincers, and most importantly, a fearsome final form.
There we go. It's dead. Finally. Thank goodness. Okay. Now, we need to still collect some food. So what we'll do is we'll just quickly put our Queen's Guardians, or attendants, in group number 1.
The of minor workers could lead any number of deadly jungle creatures back to their undefended queen. They will need time and luck on their side. The workers have located a patch of young seedlings, just what they were looking for. The leaves are soft enough to be sliced up with ease and carried back to the nest.
Okay. Let's just see. The first refuse tile and the first leaf tile are free to use or to place down.
Harvested leaf
And there we
chunks
go.
are not eaten directly. Instead, they are used by the very smallest minim workers to cultivate a nutritious fungus.
So here we've got our little minim
Over
worker.
time,
Carried
waste
it down
builds
there.
up in the fungus gardens, and if left unchecked, it can attract necrotrophic parasites. To deal with this problem, Atacephalotis dig out subterranean waste heaps, preferably as far as possible from the healthy nursery chambers.
Alright, so... yeah, this is now a slow start because I've kind of messed up a little bit there, but we're going to just quickly have all our little...
The ants' activities outside the nest have not gone unnoticed. They are being watched.
Okay, yes, of course the ants are being watched, but we're just getting our minor workers to just collect some leaves here. Of course, as the narrator also they mentioned, the leafcutter ants do not feed on the ants or on the leaves directly. Oh, the leaf stores are full. Ah. Okay, now we need our little guys to go back.
Accessible leaves are located to the north of the nest entrance. However, another atta colony has already laid claim to them. The close proximity of these nests places the two colonies in direct competition with one another. Time will tell which has the potential to grow into a great empire, and which will submit to the unforgiving law of the Undergrowth.
You say there's an adult velvet worm as well there. Oh my word, okay. Because the little one, that was already horrible for my little guys, because I was seriously unprepared for that. Not good at all, Will. But we survived, if only barely, but we did. Now we just have to make do with all of that. Now, velvet worms are really awesome creatures. I've only seen two in my life. Both here in South Africa where we are, at the campus at the university where I lecture. The one time, a friend of mine, he found it and showed it to me, and another time the nature conservation students that I lecture, they were doing an insect or invertebrate survey, and they were rummaging around in the leaf litter in the forest on campus, and they actually uncovered a
brightly patterned
little guy,
spider,
velvet worm.
Purpureus, has subdued one of the workers. This expert solo hunter combines extreme agility with incredible forward vision, allowing it to pounce on unsuspecting prey with pinpoint accuracy.
Yeah, that little guy is a bit of a problem. So yeah, the little jumping spider here, as mentioned, best eyesight in the world in terms of spiders. You know, I think I still have better eyesight than it has, but it has the best eyesight. The little jumping spiders have the best eyesight of all spiders, which is really amazing. Then followed, it's either them or the ogre-faced spiders first, and then the other one second, and then the wolf spiders last. They are, well, third best, not last. Like the web-dwelling species of spiders, they have by far the most atrocious eyesight, but these little guys that do not have webs, like the jumping spider here, does not build a web to catch their prey. Instead, they're active hunters. They need excellent vision in order to actually detect their food and be able to make accurate jumps or semi-accurate jumps to catch their prey. And I really love them. When I was a kid, for some reason, because my parents told me, no, we must leave the jumping spiders, they catch insects. And for some reason, my mind confused a jumping spider and a chameleon, because I called jumping spiders the spiders with the long tongue that they use to catch the flies up on the roof. So I don't know, for some reason, I got confused between a jumping spider and a chameleon. So if you guys ever wondered, these guys apparently have very, very long tongues that they use to catch their prey. We, however, are just going to quickly pop down to our nest here, increase the amount of leaves we can store. So the leaves, of course, here are stored by the workers that have gone to collect it. Then the little minim workers, these teeny weeny little guys, they come and collect certain sections of the leaves, or small pieces thereof, and they take it to the chamber over here, where it then is broken down by the fungi, or it's used to fertilize the fungi there.
The sun sets below the horizon, and the thick rainforest canopy shrouds all but the slightest glimmer of moonlight. The predators of the night begin to emerge.
So we've got more dangerous stuff coming out now. So here, of course, are refuse tiles, and you can see here the workers they're affected. They're losing health there, and they are slower. They're not doing well, because they have come into contact with, well, poop and stuff like that, broken down stuff, which most likely harbors a whole bunch of bacteria and horrible gunk. So as a result, they're not doing well. So we don't want our workers running through this the whole time, so we've excavated this area, and only the minims are going to come in here. They are immune to it. Most likely what will happen in the leafcutter ant colony is that these little ants are actually resistant to all these types of pathogens that may affect dead fungi, or may break down dead fungi and may affect the ants in here. So they may actually have a higher resistance to those pathogens, and they are therefore doing all the work here. We are just also going to increase the amount of leaves we can store. And now, I think it is time for us to start getting some bigger ants. We're going to go with the media first. That's what we are going to put in first. Yeah, I think so. Then we'll put in the majors here later on. Okay, we've got a bunch of stuff here. Two miners and the dream. Yeah, two miners and the dream. They had the dream. They accomplished their dream. We survived. Now, the nice thing about putting down these miners here, these little tiny or smaller ants, for each one you also do get a minim. You do get the minims with these bigger tiles you place down as well, but the miners only cost 20 food, whereas the media here, I think they cost 50 food, or 80 food, oh my word, 80 food for them, 20 for the miners, and 150 to place the majors. For all of these, you do get the minims, these teeny weeny little ants as well. But it's more bang for your buck to place down a whole bunch of miners than it is to place down a whole bunch of majors and media if you after the little minims. Okay, we're just placing down a few more. And then I think we can also place down some highways over here, make them run a bit faster. Alrighty, let's see. Everything is nice and calm at the moment, but in this case now, we have built leaf drop-off chambers, we've got refuse chambers, we've processed a bunch of leaf into a fungus, and now we need to, oh my word, we are behind. We need to collect more food than our opponent. We need to collect 10,000 food before our opponent does. You know what, we're going to climb this nice big bush over here, this nice little sapling over here. Now, saplings like this tree over here would have much larger leaves than the adults of the same species would have. And that's because down here on the floor, forest floor, there's very little light. So if you had small little leaves, you have, each leaf catches less sunlight, not as good at photosynthesizing. You need large leaves to catch as much sunlight as possible so that you can get enough photosynthesis happening so that you can grow nice and big and actually get to the canopy. These plants that have these big leaves, if they are the seedlings of big trees, when they get close to the canopy, they actually start growing smaller and smaller and smaller leaves. Because they don't need big leaves to get enough sunlight then to actually photosynthesize. Alrighty. Let's see, we've got a bit of food. We can... Oh, no, we don't have enough food for that. Fine. Oh, why are my media not joining the fray there? Come on, media, go join the bunch outside. Go on a little adventure outside there. We're just constantly increasing the highways, or increasing the number of highways, so that everything runs nice and fast. There we go. Of course, they do run straight through the brood chamber here, which is not ideal, because a lot of them will get slowed down, but I don't think the minims get slowed down on the brood tiles or the refuse tiles. Let's see, an Antarctic Scotsman, you say best to invest into media as they are the most food efficient, being able to carry larger leaf chunks. That's very true. At a time, and they aren't slowed. Yes, the minims, or the miners, they are slowed when they do carry the leaf chunks. So I think with these bunch here, this is enough. Oh, our leaf stores are full. Not for long. Not for long. We're just going to upgrade them.
To improve these leaf stores.
Now, let's see here. If you are just after more minims though, it is better to place down a whole bunch of miners. But if you are trying to get a lot of food, like we are trying to do, then it is better to get a lot of media, yes. And the majors we are going to have to put in, because they are going to be defending our supply lines, because we are going to be under attack soon enough. Okay, we're just getting that done there. Great. So that sapling is basically depleted, or is depleted. You can see they've removed all the juicy parts of the flesh, of the leaves here, just leaving the skeleton, the midrib, the middle vein that goes down there, and the lateral veins, the side veins. Of course, the veins of the leaf, they're tougher, and they are there to pump a whole bunch of phloem and sap and stuff to all the little cells in the leaf. There's a whole network of little veins in there, but the midrib, that central one, that's the big one that you will find in these types of leaves. Very tough. Probably not as good to take that down to the fungus to break down. It's nicer to take the fleshy bits of the leaves and the softer bits down to the colony, to the fungus to break down. Okay, now this use of fungi to actually feed the colony is really limited. It's not seen in a lot of ant species. It's only really within the Atini, within this family of ants, that you have this. These ones are cephalotus, I think it is. Cephalotus means headed, because they've got big heads. So they're basically the big-headed ants. Megacephalotus would have been massive-headed ants, but these are Cephalotus, meaning the headed atta ants. And the Atini are the group of ants that have actually developed this mutualism with the fungi. I see our refuse chambers actually also need to be upgraded. Unfortunately, all our workers are going to come through here now. And that's not nice. And we are going to just quickly dig out more chambers to put the refuse in. That is what we're also going to do here. Because refuse was building up in the colony. And we can't have that.
Daybreak has arrived, and the creatures of the night scurry back to the dark crevices of the undergrowth. For the ants, however, the objectives of the day remain unchanged. Locate vegetation, defend supply lines, and process leaves. There is no time for rest.
Alrighty. Now, let's get some more medium. Well, one more medium. Shame. Not a lot that happened there. Okay, there's one more that was added. I think we should be able to add one more now. Yes. Another thing is we've got a lot of leaves stored here, but it's taking a while to actually break it down into a usable form. Okay, let's see. Put a shortcut between the leaf storage and the queen. The minimums. Oh, thanks for that. Yes, there we go. That's going to cut out quite a lot of time. Thanks for that there. Yeah, I'm going to do that. There we go. Should be. There we go. Opened up. And let's make it a nice runway. Brilliant. The minimums have to walk a long way around. Yeah, that is taking a lot of time. And a shortcut to the mediae. Okay, so... Oh, a shortcut from the leaves to the mediae, or... Yeah, that's true, because they're going to have to take the leaves from there to there, so that makes sense, yes. Let's see, we are under attack apparently. I'm not sure what was attacking us. Maybe the jumping spider. The jumping spider wouldn't really attack if there were lots of ants, but there was one ant there and he got attacked. And now another one. Oh, come on spider, you're going to see your behind now very quickly. Jumpy spider, and dead jumpy spider. Okay, great stuff. Now this patch is safe to come and harvest. These ants, oh, these ants. We are close, we're in the lead. Oh yes, we are in the lead. We have surpassed our competitors. So this now, of course, being intra-specific competition with members of the same species, but in this case of two different colonies. Sorry about that. Two different colonies are competing for the same resource. And if this resource is valuable enough to actually defend, we would have a territory. And in this case, we actually would have a territory. If we wanted to, we could go and harass the workers of the other ants. And we could actually try and steal some food from their area over here. And I think we are going to do that once we have our mages. Once we have our mages set up, we are going to do that. That's going to be a lot of fun. Interfere with our opponents. What we're going to do is we're just going to add a bit more of the chamber here for the mediae. Or media. Not mediae, media. It's also possible to kill the enemy queen to win. Oh, but it's more useful on higher difficulties. That's true. If we wanted to, we could get all our ants down to the colony there. That is going to be a bit of a challenge. Maybe one day we will do that in one of the either a live stream or in one of the episodes. I will go down and take out the queen just because, you know, we could. But for now, yeah, as you said, it may be useful more in the higher difficulties because I suspect these little guys are cheating. The enemies are cheating. They're getting resources faster than they should be getting them. So we're just going to use a lot of our food. Oh my word, we have a lot of refuse that has built up. And you can see there's lots of poo and stuff lying around. Not poo, but, you know, broken down fungi lying over there. What are we going to do about that? That's a good question. Now, I think what we are going to do about that is we're actually going to have a little tunnel going through here with a bit of a chamber. We're just going to quickly bring our media are coming through here. Because we are going to just open up this section most likely. I want to, and you'll see what I'm doing in a moment. Are you going to open that up? Yes. Okay, there we go. Open this up this section.
The larvae must be protected.
And now that they have been defeated, we can do that. What I'm going to do is have a section where we just have more workers. They've been put down here. That will add more minims as well. And as far as I know...
nearby. Once the two atta colonies joust for territory, Odontomachus bowery trapjaws. They can be found hunting alone or in small packs for vulnerable invertebrates to take back to their nest. They use snapping jaws to bludgeon their targets, exerting 300 times their body weight in a single blow.
Wow. Trapjaw ants are also really awesome, but the trapjaws they may actually be using more to actually escape from predators than to attack something and kill something. They may actually rather use it to flick themselves away very, very quickly so that they are no longer, under attack from something. But we are definitely going to encounter them or chat about them in a moment. When we encounter some more, we are going to be chatting about them. But for now, we are just running around getting as many leaves as we possibly can. So now that we've got this little section over here, also the minims are faster in terms of running from this area over here to the area where they are depositing the waste. This should break down quite nicely over here. We are going to have to unfortunately expose our workers once more to the horrible trash heap.
The workers have done all they can to improve this refuse dump.
To upgrade that section. And the reason we put in the normal old miners over here is so that we got a bunch more minims to work in our colony. Why isn't it cheap to get a whole bunch of minims to work for us or with us as well? Now we've got quite a bit of food. Let's fill this chamber. When we have filled this chamber with media, we are going to build some mages. A brood chamber over here for our mages. And that's going to be a lot of fun. Ah, yes. Okay, this tree... Okay, yeah, this tree I think has got a lot of food. Still about 600, I think it is. Oh, yeah, 500 and something. 80 something. Lots of food on this bush. Once this bush is harvested, we'll have to go find new hunting ground. Oh, there we go. There is a new hunting ground over there. Let's see. NMP also has a lot of mages, which will come out after you attack the harvest lines. Yeah, so we can only really do that when we have a lot of mages. We will try to, just for the fun of it, attack them and see what happens. We are in the lead, so we don't have to do that to disrupt the harvest lines, but we can if we wanted to. If we wanted to really be true to how things would be in this case, we could do that. The harvester ants are a different ant species we have in South Africa. Leafcutter ants, they are amazing herbivores. They are probably in the rainforest of South America. They are eating more leaves than any other one group of herbivores. So one often thinks that, little antelope or deer or things like that, those eat a lot of leaves, but these leafcutter ants have a much larger impact on the foliage than any of those mammals, for example, would have, which is actually something incredible for me, because we don't have any ants here in South Africa that really go out harvesting leaves like this. In West Africa, we do have the weaver ants, and the weaver ants will take their larvae and actually eject a silk from them, kind of squeeze them, and they eject a little silk from their body and they weave leaves together to make a nest. But those are only 2 species, I think, and they're only found in West Africa. We don't have them here in South Africa. We do have a whole bunch of ants making nests with leaves, but not quite like the weaver ants. But we don't have anything, no ants at least, harvesting leaves like the leafcutter ants do. We do have some leafcutter bees around here, and being bees, they're also Hymenoptera, like ants. They're in the same big group, but they're not that closely related. But the leafcutter bees, they will be collecting perfectly circular little leaves. They cut little sections, perfectly circular sections out of the leaves, and they put that in their nest. Make small little tunnels, and they lay eggs and deposit pollen, and they have little sections sectioned off with the little leaves that they collect, that they cut. Anyway, getting sidetracked. I'm talking about bees here in a game about ants. Because why not? Let's see here. Having fun with the attas? Oh yes, having a lot of fun. Lots and lots of fun with the attas. Attacephalotus. Loving these guys. And look at that. We actually have a lot of food stored. We don't have a lot of refuse because we have perfectly laid out tracks. We've got lots of refuse dumps here. We've got a lot of minims doing the work. We are doing quite well. Now, never mind. We do have a bunch. We've got 400. Relative to the amount of food we had stored, there wasn't a lot of food, lot of refuse. But anyway, we've got dead fungus lying around a bit. We're going to just get some more minims to do the work again. And then we are going to have a nice big bunch of mages down here. And just first, before we are connecting it to the main pathway, just first laying out where I want it. And then we're just going to connect it. No, I don't want to connect it there. I wanted to connect it here. Yeah, we'll connect it there. Put a track down there and a track down there.
Night falls, and under the cloak of darkness, velvet worms, bush crickets, and harvestmen emerge from their hiding places. Any ant straying from the relative safety of the trail will likely meet with an unfortunate end.
Yeah. Hello there, Happy Phantom Dreamland. Welcome to the stream. Glad you could also make it. And how's the ant murder going? It's going swimmingly. Well, in this case, very, very swimmingly. We are collecting our food and we are now properly in the lead, about 500 in the lead. In fact, 480 to be precise, in the lead against our opponents. So we are just going to keep on doing what we are doing to try and beat them. Now, we have a lot of food stored, which means we can start putting down some mages. And my goodness, these guys are massive. You'll see in a moment. So you can see, Did I just put on the wrong ones? No, there we go. They are the mages. Oh, I thought, oh my word, I thought I put down the wrong tile. There we go. The mages, you can see them. Massive. I mean, they start out as a little egg. They hatch into little larvae.
First major ant.
There we go.
Its swollen head is filled with muscle to power its crushing jaws. Few stand against it in combat and escape unscathed. This champion warrior will make a fine addition to the colony.
Mm-hmm. Now, we're just going to use them quickly to just come and kill whatever is down there. There's another silk, another velvet worm. I see, there's the stun, which works marvelously against this little guy. I don't know why I put group 1 down here. I didn't want to put group 1, but anyway. Group 1, you guys can come up there. Okay, now, mages, you guys join them. We're just going to put down a bunch more minor workers in order to get more minims. There we go, another highway in there. We need as many minims as we can possibly get. And plop down, oh, we can plop down another one. Perfect. There we go. Let's see, I see you also said weaver ants are so cool. They can also squirt formic acid like the wood ants, if not mistaken. Yes, indeed they can.
By a small velvet worm outside the nest.
Ooh, look at that. There was the rove beetle. These guys are related to the Devil's Coach Horse beetle that we encountered earlier. Also the same type of beetle, rove beetle. We have a predator down here. I don't know what it is, but we have, or had a predator down here. Still have enough coffee, but you can fill up for me. Yes, thanks, dear. So we are. All right, so we're just making headway here. We are almost 2/3 there, but I see we are just in the lead. Okay, we are going to have to pump up a little bit or ramp up our leaf collection. Let's collect a whole bunch closer to the colony. And then, let's just so that we are safe. Oh, okay, we don't have a lot of food. Okay. Oh, we needed leaves. There we go. We're getting the leaves, which will give us a whole bunch of fungus as well. Oh my word, the refuse pile is getting full.
The workers have done all they can to improve this refuse dump.
So we're just going to increase it a little bit more.
All they can to improve this highway.
All right. There we go. Oh, why have I got workers? More workers. Okay. Workers and more workers. Okay. I'm just going to put them all into that group 1 there, so they can collect some more leaves more quickly. Okay, now, can we, or should we, expand the media?
Predators are loose in the nest. The larvae must be
What?
protected.
Oh, there's a rove beetle that entered. Well, it's not going to live for long. We've got our mages that are a major pain in its backside. There we go, that one's dead. Perfect. Well, I love this music. This music just feels like a tropical rainforest to me. If a music can feel like a tropical rainforest, it's this music here. Ah, yes. 3.2's action music, and it's Titan. Next leaf cutter level. Oh, I think I know what is in there. I think I know what is in there. We're going to have to try and take out the Titan. I don't think I have ever. I think I've gotten to that mission once, but I never tried it. Never tried taking out the Titan. So I think that was also so long ago. But we'll have to see. We'll have to see whether we can. Okay. I forgot that I actually need to also be harvesting leaves. Let's quickly do that. Actually, let's try and raid this area here, because there's lots of food over here. There's also something big. What is down here? There's the big velvet worm. Oh, he has to die. So we'll be able to probably see the velvet worm then spray a whole bunch of silk at our leafcutter ants. We're just going to set them so they don't collect food. They must just attack the velvet worm. Here they come. Here comes our big line. I mean, you can see here the mages walking above the media and above the miners. They're so big that they just stand over them. And there we go. There is our velvet worm attacking us, and it is spraying.
A fully developed velvet worm measuring a titanic 7 centimeters in length has come face to
And it's
face
dead.
with the ants. Only a coordinated, multi-pronged effort by the soldiers will be effective in subduing this mammoth predator.
Coffee refill. Ah, yes, there we go. That's the stuff. An army may march on its stomach, but this ecologist runs on coffee. Let's... Oh, we can actually put down a whole bunch more mages. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mages we can put down. Ah, that's perfect. Okay. Let's see here. Next level, you'll do the first Titan, first boss. Yeah, looking forward to that. I hope you enjoy the game. Are you going to make some videos on the game? Yes, indeed. Indeed, Phantom. I think Tuesday there was the first episode that came out, and then this coming Tuesday there'll be the next episode. I think each episode that I bring out, each edited episode, will basically focus on one mission, so that we can focus on the creatures that are in that mission only. Whereas our live stream here tonight, we are trying to get through the leafcutter missions and some of the fire ant missions as well. Hopefully at least the first fire ant mission. And then tomorrow evening, we'll hopefully be able to do the second fire ant mission and the matabele ant missions, which I'm so looking forward to. I'm going to look forward to seeing the termites in game as well.
The diurnal jungle invertebrates emerge once again to replace their nighttime counterparts. The ants will remain steadfast in their efforts. All must be risked for the harvest.
All must be risked for the harvest, yes. We are risking the biscuits. I'm wondering whether we shouldn't perhaps upgrade some of our tiles. But I think first, let's actually get more mages. Priorities, well, priorities. Get more mages. We are 700 ahead of the enemy. That's perfect, of our opponents. So that means we should be able to do this. We just need to keep on doing what we are doing. How are the... Oh, this sapling still has 1,000 food on it. Okay, and this one also still has 400 food on it. There's a lot of food in the northern section here. Technically falls within the territory of the leafcutter ants over here of this colony, but we are sneakily harvesting the plants closest to them. Because why not? Harvester ants, I think, are quite territorial as well, relatively territorial. surprisingly, the army ants that we are going to encounter in the next mission, they're not that territorial towards one another. They do take out other ants, but they feed on them, so they are myrmecophagous, or ant-eating. Not truly myrmecophagous because they basically eat anything they can possibly find, but they do have a special liking, or they've taken a liking to ant larvae in the area. So, yeah. Anyway, let's see here. We can perhaps put down more miners here. Actually, you know what? This is not good. It's not the best idea to do that. No, we're not going to do that. What we are going to do is upgrade our ants. Which ones to upgrade? I think let's upgrade these guys first, because they're not going to use all our resources to upgrade. We do have a lot of food coming in. Again, a predictable resource that may be worth defending, but unlike with the honeydew, this is not really in short supply. This is actually quite common. I mean, there's a forest. There are lots of trees to harvest. So very often what can also happen is if there is a superabundance of a food source, species may actually not be territorial. But as far as I know, the otter ants are relatively territorial. Moderately. Not as hyper-territorial as you may think, but I think they are relatively territorial. Oh, I see. We are going to clash soon enough with these guys, because look at this. We are very close to the patch that they are currently harvesting. Now, we could decide to go to one of these other sections over here. Oh, there's a harvestman. Look at that little harvestman. Let's look at that harvestman. Where is he? There's that harvestman. Oh, where is he now? Minus. I've lost my harvestman. There's my harvestman. Oh, look at that. Oh, man. They are also such awesome creatures. I have seen a few in my life. I know some people call them daddy longlegs, but then again, daddy longlegs is also a term that has been used to describe crane flies and hanging flies, which are little flying insects, whereas the harvestman over here is actually an arachnid. It's not a spider. It's not a true spider. It is like scorpions and spiders are arachnids, and solifuges that I think we also are going to encounter with the Matabele ant missions. Solifuges or sun spiders, they're also arachnids. Harvestmen are also arachnids, as are whip scorpions. So those are all arachnids, but this little guy, not a true spider. It is a harvestman. Oh, I've seen a big one. I've seen one that was about that size, and I held it on my hand. It was the first harvestman I ever saw. Up until that point, I'd only ever heard of them, never saw them. And you can see they've got this very, very, very weird body. I mean, there's this weird-ass body, and there are the eyes in front there. It really looks so strange. But this is a harvestman. And also, again, very, very big, long legs, hence the name, or one of the names, Daddy Longlegs. And they can very easily detach these legs. So if they feel threatened, if you grab them and they feel that, oh goodness me, I'm going to die now, they can detach their leg or break their leg off. It's a form of autotomy, meaning that they basically self-amputate a piece of their body. So really cool to see the harvestmen here. And we are probably going to encounter them in a little bit. And hello there, I saw Kaiser, you are here. Hello there. Glad you could also make it to the live stream. We are, we are the Atas. We are the leafcutter ants. We are carrying on. And I see there is a praying mantis. Are you alive or are you dead? That is the big question. I think he is still alive. It's not moving, which is... There we go, now he's moving. So, of course, not moving means it was very, very well camouflaged. So, may be difficult to know that, you're looking at a praying mantis there. Actually, I'm in a different area of where I was. I think let's avoid these leafcutter ants. Let's not fight with them today. We may do that in the episode, but for now, not yet. Yes. Don't upgrade. Okay, I think I'll upgrade then with the next mission. Because I think there with the army ants we probably should be upgrading.
The hillside atta colony is falling behind. With their demise at hand, they have no choice but to strike back at their opponent.
Huh. Oh, the buggers are coming for me now. Well, fine. Then I'm going to come for you. If they want a war is what they'll get. Look at me. increasing my major brood chambers. No, don't go here, go here. We are attacking the other Atacephalota. Atacephalota, yeah. There we go.
One of the ants has fallen prey to a young leaf mimic praying mantis. Once
I think that was the mantis
its
here.
long razor-clad forelegs can ensnare and impale victims with lightning speed.
And there's a jumping spider as well. So the mantis, of course, we fought the mantis so many times in Grounded, of course. But the mantis with the raptorial or grasping forelimbs that they will use to strike at their prey. And look at that!
The ants have subdued
Yay.
their rivals and achieved dominion over the clearing. As the competition withers, they will extend their territory in all directions, firmly establishing their agricultural empire. One day this colony will number in the millions.
Yeah, the leafcutter ants can form massive colonies, which is really impressive. And they are, I think in some areas, they are the dominant ants. And they're also one of the very few ants that can, to some extent, withstand invasions by army ants that we are, I think, going to encounter in the next mission. Okay, Atacephalotes. Oh, love these guys. Really awesome. And I agree. I agree there, Kaiser. The harvestmen, they really do look very alien. But I mean, the big one I've seen, oh, that was such a beautiful creature. And when was it? Beginning of this year? I think it was beginning of this year, yes. That I also saw a dead harvestman that had fallen prey to the cordyceps fungus that had actually killed it. And you could see it had gripped onto a little leaf, and you could see the cordyceps sprouting from it. I actually have got photos of that. It was very awesome to have seen. But I did feel kind of sorry for the harvestman. But yeah, the fact that the leaf detachment is also a mechanic in the game, I mean, that's just brilliant. I mean, that's really great for in terms of accuracy, which is, yeah, I love it. I absolutely love it. Let's see. Most complex civilization building animals after humans. Indeed.
The Queen is exhibiting interesting new behaviors. I believe the colony is beginning to adapt.
Okay, now we are going to just quickly excavate a chamber here and get some workers in here. But in order to do that, we do need to just switch over our little nursery guys, or girls actually, because they're all female, or most likely female. We're going to just switch them over. Well, actually, not most likely, they are definitely female. Almost all ants in the colony that we see here would be female. Very rarely are males produced, usually only the adults, and those are the ones that will be flying around. The winged individuals, the reproductive individuals, may be male or female, but that's the only real use for a male in the ant colony here. So that they can mate with a female, and then voila, they can start the next generation. Okay, so that was quite cool. Glad we can play as the leafcutter ants. Not sure why I jumped there, I wanted to jump here. We're going to just upgrade them to level 3 so that they can be nice and strong. Not sure whether I should go for durable, which is all incoming damage reduced by 3, or shockproof, cannot take more than 20 damage in a single attack. This is useful when you're fighting big, strong enemies. This is useful when you are fighting normal enemies, I guess. Anyway, we'll still think about that. We now do have a whole bunch of food, so let's switch them back over. And get just a few workers in here first. So that they can then start the, working, obviously because they're workers. They can go and collect some food for us. And then we can hopefully get this colony up and running once more. This is going to be our food storage chamber. Hopefully I this time around remember that I've put my food storage chamber right over there. Shockproof is good. Okay, so that's what we'll go then, or use then. Thanks for the suggestion, guys. So shockproof. Yeah, I think let's go for it. Okay, great. Marvelous having you guys here with me to help me along. So, what do you say? Sharp or resilient? Resilient, this and nearby creatures take 30% less damage. That does also seem quite useful. And sharp is an aura. This and nearby creatures reflect 30% of damage back to the damaging creatures. So it's a question of, do we get more damage done to us, or do we have a lot of damage done to us, but some of the damage gets reflected back at the enemy? That's a good question. So which one do you guys think? Sharp or resilient? Let's see. We are going to just quickly put in that one over there. And come on, little workers, you guys are going to collect some food for us. Thank you. That's your job. Off you go, little lasses. Off you go. And as soon as we have 20 food again, we can just plop down another worker. Okay. I think they are running all the way down to the queen over there, but that's all right for now. We're getting more workers. Everything's becoming a little bit easier. So sharp is the best for stun. Okay, so having sharp, meaning that you reflect damage back. If you already have sharp, which we have, we've got... I keep on clicking on the wrong one there. We have got the sharp, or the stun one. Sorry, we've got the stun one. So sharp may be a good one. Okay, good to know. I'm definitely considering that then. Because you already have shockproof. Okay, great stuff. Also, both are really good. Perfect. Enemies you'll be getting will do a lot of damage, so reflection would be helpful. So sharp it is. Sharp and shockproof pair good together. Alright, so that's what we're going to do. Let's grab that before I forget. We're going to go for sharp. There we go, we had enough jelly. That's why it's useful also to always take extra jelly. The first time at least you play things, or play it so that you can get all those little upgrades. Okay, food stores are full. Well, not for long, because we're going to be putting in some more food stores right over there. Haha, close to the entrance. Great stuff. Alrighty, food stores are there. Come on, guys, bring some more food. Just going to quickly upgrade that, and then... get... Okay, don't have enough food, that's fine. Alright. Let's see, I think... let's have one more ring here. Get it slightly larger. Get some more workers in. And then we'll start branching out a bit. Because the more workers we have now, the faster we can actually collect the food. But we are going to very soon move on to the next mission, which will be nice. Very, very nice to do that. I must say, it's really, really awesome having you all here on the stream with me. It's so much fun. This is by far the most people we have had on a live stream, like, forever. Which is really cool. Thank you all for being here. It brings so much joy to my heart to see you all here with me and participating and chatting and... oh, just marvelous. Of all the games that I thought would garner this much attention, I did not initially think it was going to be Empires of the Undergrowth, but this game is awesome, so I completely understand why it is attracting a lot of viewers. We are just getting our highway up and running here, or almost up and running. There we go, now we can get it up and running again. So that everybody can run everywhere nice and quickly. Okay, putting roads down everywhere. Now that we've got a nice bunch of workers here, I think we can start excavating some other chambers. I do want a nice biggish clump of... ooh, which ones do I want coming out here? I don't know yet. But I do want a nice biggish clump of ants coming out of this section over here. We'll see what we do. Let's see. Of course, enjoy the Ecologist Playing, one of my favorite games. Glad to have you here. Glad that you are enjoying it and that I have the opportunity to play one of your favorite games. And Ecologist Playing, yeah, it's our empire. It is indeed. Agreed, Kaiser. It is our empire. Oh, I do love the wood ants. I think we are going to go... oh, you know what? We should be upgrading our food. Our food storage must be upgraded. That has fallen behind. And then we are going to get some wood ants. That's what we are going to get in this chamber over here. Then we're going to have a nice road going down to this side, have a nice Atacephalote, a leafcutter major group over here, and we're going to have the black ants over here. So we've got a whole mixture. We've got normal workers, we've got ranged, we've got melee, and we've got the beefy tanks to take out and hold the enemy in one spot while the wood ants spray them with formic acid. Oh, that's going to be a lot of fun to witness. Okay, we can store quite a lot of food. And we should be switching over our wood ants over to the food collecting section, as we just again upgrade our food storage tiles here. And then just plop down some more wood ants. And see, this of course, one of the many aspects where you have to think strategically. You have got limited resources. It's a lot, but you are still limited in the amount of resources, and you've got to really think about, okay, what am I going to do with the space I have, with the resources I have, with the army composition? Because, I mean, I love playing Age of Empires, for example, and there you also constantly have to think about, okay, which soldiers am I going to make? Am I going to have a ranger build or an archer build? But then again, we're weak to knights. We've got to have a pikeman to stop the knights, all those types of things. And similar here with Empires of the Undergrowth. You always have to think of your army composition. We are going for a lot of ranged attacks here. But that makes a lot of sense, because we are going to have our big old beefy guys over here, our leafcutter ants. They will be holding the enemy in place, and our wood ants will be spraying them with formic acid. But I think that's enough expansion of this nest for now. Let's jump into the next mission, shall we? And this is the frontline one. This is the one where we're going to encounter the army ants. When an ant army is on the march, everything is on the menu. Oh my goodness gracious me. And see you in a moment again, Raptor. See you when you get back. We are going to, I guess, jump into this. Now, taunt or stun? I still love the stun, so we're going to go for stun. There we go. Oh, I think the stun will be useful against the army ants, because they are quite
this
small.
This leafcutter colony has established a foothold in a
Okay.
clearing near the base of a tree. Their location provides prime access to lucrative harvesting grounds which have gone unchallenged for the past few weeks. However, unbeknownst to the ants, the peace is about to be broken. A scourge is drawing in.
Ooh.
It will be here by morning.
I suspect there is something there, not sure what that is. I think we're going to open it up. Oh, no, we're not going to open it up yet.
These rove beetle
Oh,
larvae
we've opened up
pose
this
a
one.
serious threat to the minen workers. They will need to be exterminated quickly.
Ah, they've already been exterminated, no worries there. But that one has been exterminated, this one... Oh! Ooh! It's a whip scorpion! Is it a whip scorpion? Yes, it is a whip scorpion! Oh my goodness me! I love these guys! I've got an exoskeleton of one that I found once, and it was like... the body was like that size. It's a massive thing, and the leg span is, I think, about that size. It's like this massive thing. It is also an arachnid. If we look at it... Ooh, if you have arachnophobia, you may want to look away. But you can see here it's got 1, 2, 3 pairs of big legs, and this thin little spindly thing in the front. This is also a pair of legs. This is the first pair of legs, very thin and spindly. That is what they will be feeling around with. They're sensing vibrations and ants and stuff moving past them. They're sensing that with the first pair of legs here. And then if we look at this, this spikiness in front here, these are the pedipalps. So if you're looking at things like spiders, typical spiders, you'll have that little thing in front there next to their mandibles, next to their mouth parts. In jumping spiders, in particular in the males, they're nice and big. Male spiders will have a very, very boxing glove-like pedipalps. That's because that contains the organ that they will use to take sperm and actually fertilize the female with that. So they've got a very special little corkscrew mechanism in there. But the pedipalps, that's, you know, in arachnids, you'll see that. And in scorpions, the pedipalps are the pincers. So you've got the pincers is the scorpions, and this being a whip scorpion, not a true scorpion. They don't have that stinger, as you can see here. This is a tailless whip scorpion. You do have tailed whip scorpions, but they've got this weird little stubby tail at the back here. They don't have proper scorpion-like tails. These guys are not true scorpions, but they're called whip scorpions. And they are very fast moving. They are awesome creatures. I've never seen a living one. I've only got the exoskeleton. Not a dead one. It was one that molted and left behind this big skeleton. Everything intact, including those two little first pair of legs, that spindly ones. Those were also still intact.
Have uncovered a heterophrenius Battersea whip spider hiding beneath the leaf litter.
Okay, so there was the whip scorpion. Ooh. Sorry, little narrator, but I just want to quickly have a look and show you all. There we go. You can see these spindly little legs. It looks so vulnerable and so weak, but that is an important part of their anatomy. They need that in order to feel where things are.
Its way through the
there we go.
With modified antenna-like forelegs. When it finds a target, it snatches forward with enormous pedipalps, impaling its victim on deadly spines.
Yes. So a very ferocious predator.
Fungus gardens. The leaf cutters need to dig out a refuse dump.
Oh yes, we need a refuse dump. That I forgot about. Okay, refuse dump. I think we'll put that more to the side. Again, I do not want my workers and stuff constantly moving through the filth. Another whip scorpion.
Spider hiding beneath the leaf litter. It will need to be.
Are they calling it a whip spider?
Can continue.
Huh. I know it is a whip scorpion. Anyway, same thing. It's an arachnid that's not a true spider nor a true scorpion. It is an arachnid though. We're just going to excavate this section over here to make a nice big refuse pile. There we go. Another alien. Turn an arachnophobe mode in settings. The spiders get different types of hats. Oh, that's awesome. I've seen photos of the arachnophobe mode in Empires of the Undergrowth, with top hats and frog hats and all kinds of hats. And I like that because in Grounded it's just basically the a blob, basically a big circle. It's not a doesn't look like a spider at all, but I love the arachnophobia mode here with little hats on your spooters, on your arachnids. Anyway, we're actually supposed to be gathering leaves, I guess. So let's go do that, shall we? Our little minims can do the work in the meantime. Now we are just going to quickly get more minor workers here.
The battle has begun.
Oh, what's attacking us now? Oh, it was another rove beetle larva. That's fine. Weak. Weak to us. We are stronger. Okay. What have we got? We've got, bush crickets. Oh, ferocious carnivores. There's another harvestman walking around. And, oh, hello there. I see you hiding under the tree stump. Look at that massive thing. You see, it's one of these big ones that I have the exoskeleton of. Oh, and look at that antenna. Those little antennae-like forelimbs popping out from under the log.
To the death.
Another rove beetle larva. Pff, no match for us. Okay, let's put in the media. No. Sorry, wrong ones. I want miners. There we go. That's what I need. Normal little small workers. They've got to do the job. Okay, let's see. Title will come on like night 3 or 4. Forgot, but you'll have to fight it. Are you okay? Unless you win before that. I actually, to some extent, I want to hold out and actually, because I'm sure I would be able to repel the army ants if I tried. But to some extent, I want to see what I can do against the whip scorpion.
Nest, a legion of nomadic Eciton Berkeley army ants are preparing to march. They set up camp late last night and will now conduct daily swarming raids on the surrounding areas until they see fit to move on. This humble leafcutter stronghold will soon lie directly in their path.
So, we've got army ants that are coming in. There's another rove beetle adult. And you can see they look very similar to the Devil's Coach Horse beetle because they are in the same group. He plays hide and seek with me, indeed.
They will sweep eastward, swarming everything they find.
Nothing stands a
Larvae-filled
chance.
ant colonies are particularly ripe for culling. Only a substantial defensive force with the right tools to repel the aggressors will be left alone. The leafcutters must prove to the invaders that they are more trouble than they are worth.
And the attas, the leafcutter ants, are, as I've mentioned, one of the few ants that can actually withstand, to some extent at least. And there we go, the little harvestman has detached a leg and is running away. This one will most likely do the same in a moment.
If the
There we
army ants
go.
can be pushed back beyond leafcutter territory, they will likely give this area a wide berth until it's time for them to relocate their nest.
Very true. Very similar to what would happen in real life with him. If it's not worth their time and it's going to, you know, if it's more trouble than it's worth, they're going to just move on and look for easier prey. Currently, the army ants are walking all along here, and you can see, yeah, they are. There are some workers over there. There are nice big soldiers guarding the trail. Yeah, we're going to have to push them back at some point. There are, I think, 200 different species of army ants. So it's not just one species, it's a whole
Occasionally,
group
scouts will
of them.
head out from the swarm frontier in search of live prey for the horde. If they find anything of significance, they will call for reinforcements. A battalion of soldiers can respond in seconds.
So if we have a scout finding our location, we are going to have to kill it or have the army potentially moving closer towards us. And there we go, we've killed that jumping spider. It was a pain in the backside for us. Okay, let's see. We should be able to just quickly call the media back here, because we are going to just quickly dig this out. We're going to expand so we get more media. That's what we're hoping to do. But we need to get rid of that whatever is over there. Oh, it was a velvet worm. Okay, you see, that's why we needed the media to come in and come and help us.
There are intruders in the nest.
Yes, we know there are intruders in the nest. Okay, perfect. Now, media, you guys go back, thank you. We are just going to expand this chamber a bit. And then, we've got a slight problem, and that is that we don't have enough refuse piles. The gunk is piling up. Okay. Who is attacking us? It was a bush cricket. Okay, well, it's a dead bush cricket
The
now.
swarm frontier is expanding towards the leafcutter nest.
Okay, good point there that the important info, refuse tiles must be at least 2 tiles apart from brood, even if behind walls. This is because they reduce the number required to upgrade them. Okay, so if we... Okay, of course they're running through this to get to that. Yeah, they're busy building that. Okay, so we're going to have to leave these 2 tiles open. We can put refuse tiles there. So let's do that so we don't forget. We don't have enough food. Okay, come on, bring
Colony
on...
is starving.
Where
There's
are
not
the
enough food
leaves?
to feed the new brood.
Okay, we've got a bunch of leaves stored. It's just taking a while to make the food there. We're going to just make sure that there's 1, 2 tiles. We must not put it closer than this. Okay, we can put it there and there. Let's leave those ones open as well. Okay, great. Thanks for the heads up there, and Antarctic Scotsman. Appreciate it. I think we can also just put way over there. Okay, these poor little workers are going to have to walk through the gunk again to get to that, but that's fine, that's their problem. The rest are going to just continue harvesting leaves over here, where the jumping spider is. Oh, my word, he's just a bugger. Okay, you see, the thing is, the army ants are approaching us. We may need to actually go and take out a few of them. We don't have any mages yet. That may be a slight problem. We're going to just put in more media for now, though. We don't have a massive colony yet. I don't think we'll be able to repel the invaders now. The army ants. Woohoo! Getting some more workers in the nest. Yeah, that does sound also like a very, very good idea. Let's do that. And we are going to, again, just make a little highway over here. Dun, 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 dun. We do need to put some highways in. Move as quickly as possible. Okay, there we go. And let's excavate this section as well. You know what, we can do that. And then let's put in some workers. Thankfully, the workers are nice and cheap. Okay. No, I think it is nighttime again. Which means that the army ants, yeah, they're going away. Okay, never mind. Backspace for that. Where's my number one, guys? Right over there. Okay, more workers. Let's see here. More workers, more workers. Okay. Yeah, with all the workers, at least we get that free minim as well. Very, very useful. I think it is making a big difference, at least having the roads everywhere. I think everything's traveling a little bit faster. Okay. Oh. Yes. I think let's excavate this so long because we soon are going to get some mages. I want to get mages before daylight breaks again. Won't have to attack them until next morning, so you're fine for now. That's good, good, good. Very, very good. Means we can just focus on getting as many leaves as we possibly can. Everybody was gathering leaves. They weren't kung fu fighting. They were just gathering leaves. No, I don't want to upgrade. I want to have a little trail running along here. Like that. And then, oh, the first one is coming. The first one's going to appear. Dun, dun, dun.
As dusk sets in, the army and foraging activity begins to settle. The Aceton forces are reconvening to join a giant bivouac formed of their own bodies, where they will wait out the night. For the Atters, this is the perfect opportunity to stockpile leaves.
Indeed. And it's very, very interesting for me, their different approaches to, colonies. Like the ants here, the leafcutter ants here, and most ants, they have their colony. They dig a hole in the ground or in the tree stump or wherever, and they settle there. They've got their queen there, they've got everything there. Not so much the army ants. The army ants decide, you know what, screw it, we can have a nest on the go, where they just have this living ball of, well, the bivouac basically, where they just form a massive bunch of ants, and the queen is in there. She is laying eggs, and for the next 2 weeks or so they'll be more or less in one area. She'll be laying eggs, and then later on, once those little eggs have pupated into adults, they then just march off again. So they're in one area for a very short period of time, and then they move over to another area, and while they are in that one area though, they are having a massive impact. And then by the time that they move on, or when they have moved off, they will remain or stay away from that area for a longish time period, and then by the time they come back, everything has more or less recovered again. So they only have a massive impact for a certain period of time, for a shortish period of time, and then not so much of an impact anymore. But the poor little critters that are in that area when the army ants come through, life is a living hell for them at that point in time. Some ant species, most ant species in fact, see the army ants approaching and just basically evacuate the nest. They grab as many of the brood as they possibly can. The eggs, the larvae, the ones that can't run away automatically or on their own, they grab them and they run with them. Try to get them away from the chaos and the murder that is coming, the slaughter that is on its way. So these guys though, the Attas, the leafcutter ants,
they can to improve this refuse dump.
These guys don't pick up and run away. They instead first mount an attack, which is technically what we should be doing, and in the next day we are going to do that. We are going to mount an attack against the army ants and hopefully push them back a little bit. But if that fails, what they will do is they will try to block all the entrances to their colony. So they try to block it and prevent the ants from actually coming in. Some other ants also have a similar approach. There are some big-headed ants. Phyidole, it's not Megacephala, which is an ant we will, I think, encounter later on in the game. Phyidole, oh no, I can't remember the name. But anyway, there's another ant that has this big squarish head. And they just kind of plug the entrance. They've got a very round head also. They kind of plug all the entrances to their burrow or to their colony with their own heads. And then the army ants come to try and nibble at it and they can't get into the nest. They just, you know, when someone says use your head, I guess those ants kind of took it literally. They literally use their heads to just block the entrance into their colonies. Marvelous. And that's one way to do it, but these guys, the leafcutter ants, can't do that. So instead, what they need to do is they need to actually block off entrances with mud and stuff like that to try and prevent the army ants from coming in. But yes, we are indeed stronger now. We are going to be invincible. Or relatively invincible, hopefully, fingers crossed. But yes, I'm definitely going to play as the termites at some point. That will most likely be, well, hopefully tomorrow, depending on how well we progress tonight and tomorrow evening. We may be able to play as the termites tomorrow evening a bit as well, which, as I've mentioned earlier, will have very similar playstyle, but also very different to the leafcutter ants. And we'll, of course, be chatting about that then as well. I think, yeah, I've exhausted the leaves there. That's why my food production is quite low. Let's run over here. Oh, where's a big tree? I think right over here. Let's kill all the creatures in here and take the leaves for ourselves. That's what we're going to do. The army is on, or our army is on the move. And poor little harvestman over there has lost a leg and now he's just running around frantically. He's not an arachnid anymore. He doesn't have 8 legs. He's got 7. He's a heptapod, not an octopod. Yes. Let's see here. Okay, food supply. There's nothing, no food whatsoever. Okay, also very little refuse that have built up. Oh, why did I put the wrong one in here? I don't want that. Sorry, I put the wrong one in here. I don't want media in here. I want miners in here.
The colony is starving. There's not enough food.
Yeah, let me get leaves back. There we go. I need 20 food. Oh, I don't have 20 food. I've got a lot of leaves, but I don't have 20 food. Now I've got 20 food. Okay, there we go. I keep on looking at the leaves over here and say, well, I've got food. Why can't I use the food? Yeah, I don't have food. I've got leaves. Let's upgrade these leaf storage facilities.
The jungle stirs.
Oh, the daytime.
Panicked arthropods running from danger can be heard throughout the leaf
yes.
litter, and the ant birds are circling overhead. The swarm has returned.
I love the fact that the narrator there mentions the ant birds. These are a group of birds which will follow the army ants. They're not feeding on the army ants, they are feeding on the arthropods, little invertebrates, that are fleeing ahead of the army ants. So like many raptors, birds of prey will actually catch insects and stuff fleeing ahead of a veld fire or a bushfire. So too, the army ants, as they're driving a whole bunch of arthropods ahead of them, they provide the ant birds with food. Now this is what we call commensalism, where one party, so it's two species that have some kind of relationship going there. One party, the ant birds in this case, will benefit from that association. They get food because they follow the ants, the army ants around, and then they catch all the food that the army ants disrupt. The army ants, however, are not affected neither positively nor negatively by the presence of the ant birds. The ant birds aren't eating the army ants. They're not helping them in any way. They are just kind of there. So it's what we call commensalism. One party benefits, one is not affected. If both parties benefited somehow, that would have been mutualism, where both parties, and of course, benefit. Now we are going to quickly mount an attack here. We are just going to also, at the same time, expand. Get some more mages. Because we need them. We need them now more than ever. Because we are going to attack the army ants. And if we can drive them back, because if they reach that point, they're going to come even closer to our colony. And the way we can prevent that from happening is actually by disturbing them and killing a whole bunch of them. So let's
the ants must
push this
themselves.
back. There we go. That got knocked back a little bit. We are killing some. Great stuff. Here comes a few more. Very, very strange jaws, the army ants, I must say. Very characteristic jaws as well. Okay, but we are pushing him back. We are pushing them back. If we can just push them back to that line over there, that would be truly marvelous. Okay, a whole bunch of ants still coming in. There we go. We've got nice big mages coming in. We will need to upgrade them soon enough, though. Come on, come on. Fight them. Show them who's boss. So we're fighting on two fronts though, which is not ideal. I would have preferred if we were just fighting on one front. Thankfully, all the ones at the top here are dead. I don't know why I say thankfully, but they're all dead. We're all just fighting on one front. Right over here, we've got all our mages causing chaos.
If it escapes, it will call for reinforcements.
Here we go. Come on, we are pushing them back. We are pushing them back slowly but surely. Ah, yes. Now, let's actually get these little guys to just go and collect some more food. We've got our main fighting force over here. Their main objective is to knock back the army ants. And we've got some ants that are going to collect some food, so that we can keep on replenishing our numbers. Here comes... Oh, look at that!
Has reported recent leafcutter movements back to
There
the
we
swarm.
go.
Enemy reinforcements are inbound.
Oh. Okay, here come some more army ants. You can see there he was carrying around the jumping spider. Basically, they just run, and as this column moves, they just catch and kill everything they possibly can. There have been reports of big creatures that may have fallen asleep that have been killed by the army ants. So if they get enough stings in, enough bites in...
Efforts to subdue
Yep.
the leafcutters. The swarm raiders have been pushed back. The leafcutters must press on to keep them at bay.
Mm-hmm. Alright, so we have officially taken them down. Okay, now, Group 1, you guys can collect some food again. Let's have you... Not up here, there are very little leaves up there, very few leaves there. Let's actually collect some leaves up here. I think there are more food here. Let's remove that one there, that marker. So now we've knocked them back. They're just going to patrol this section of the forest now. They're no longer going to patrol close to us, except for that one. Oh, no, that's a mantis, never mind. I thought it was one that was then killed by a mantis, but oh, there's another dead mantis. Lots of dead things around. Ah. Let's see. I forgot that it was called mutualism and I just said communism. Well, one for all and all for all, I guess. So communism and mutualism, yeah, close enough. And in French we call them... now, you have to apologize. I have to apologize because I'm probably going to mispronounce this. Moissonneurs? Yeah, I probably have it horribly wrong there. Unfortunately, French is one of the languages I do not speak. I can speak a bit of German and Netherlands. Dutch I can speak because that's very close to Afrikaans, which is my home language. Belgium, you know, or Flemish, very similar to Afrikaans as well. And of course, English I can speak. French I can understand a little bit. Spanish I can understand if I read it a bit at least. And then I can speak a little bit isiXhosa as well, which is one of the indigenous languages of South Africa, one of the African languages. Really, really a fun language also to speak, but I'm nowhere near proficient with it. But it is fun to here and there learn a little bit more to speak it. The more languages you can speak, the better it is, obviously. And I have always had this fascination with languages. It's a lot of fun to be able to speak and understand a whole bunch of languages. Also means that people can't gossip about you behind your back because you can understand them. And it's always, you know, best or most fun not to tell people that you can actually speak their language, so that you just kind of, they've been talking about you, and then you just politely say hello to them in their language. Moissonneur. Yeah. I'll have to use Google to just try and pronounce that so that I can try to get that. But yeah, that's cool. Love learning new words. Let's see here. Have we got leaves? We've got some leaves, not a lot. Sounds like something died there. Not sure what it was. Got some leaves up here, not a lot. I need a big big plant we can harvest, like this one over here. This is going to be a nice bunch of food for us. I like going to areas where there are big plants because that means our ants are forming this continuous line, and any predator that actually comes to attack it or attacks our line will be taken down by everything around them. If we have a bunch of small little plants, it seems like they're all scattered all over the place, the line, I feel, maybe wrong, but I feel like the line is spread out a little bit more thinly. Oh, I have accidentally put the wrong marker up here. There we go. I want my group 1 to come up here. Thank you. Okay. Now we've got some food. Let's give them some more mages. Because, as you guys mentioned, I believe this evening we are going to be visited. Either this evening or tomorrow evening we are going to be visited by the massive thing that's playing hide and seek with us. It has been hiding, and soon it is going to come and seek us.
As daylight fades, the army ferries the last of the day's spoils back to the bivouac for the evening feast.
You see,
they will
being attacked,
at first light.
And now they attack. So the army ants will be back tomorrow again. But for now, our leaf cutters are just slowly but surely. And look, there's a mantis coming again, using his raptorial claws to try and slice it. As unfortunately, it is seriously outnumbered. Unfortunately for it, it is seriously outnumbered by mages. There's not a chance. No chance whatsoever. There is another rove beetle. It's going to try and take out one of our little ones, our miners here. But we are just going to, kill it. Mage is running around, but it is also stunned, and now it is going to be dead soon enough. Come on, kill the rove beetle. Stunned. Oh, bush cricket wants to join the fray as well. Well, you can also die. See, love the stun. The stun works so well on the smaller enemies, but it's not going to work on our big friend over here. Oh, my word. That's going to be a lot of fun. To see whether we can weather that thing. Whether we can weather that. Let's see, I can put in 2 more, 3 more. Oh, getting a lot of, lots and lots and lots of big workers in here, or soldiers in here. All our trails are ready. Oh, wow. I see you can speak quite a few languages there, Kaiser. Very, very useful. English, French, Spanish, German, and Russian. Wow. Yeah, that's impressive. It's a serious advantage if one can speak more than one language. And the more, the better.
The workers have done all they can to improve this refuse
We're just going to increase the refuse dumps here. And the paths because we can. Okay. I think we need another refuse dump. Or we need to expand this section. Maybe we should just expand this section. Yeah, I think we'll expand here.
One of the foraging trails has drawn the attention of a whip spider.
Oh!
The ants must defend themselves.
Oh, it's a small one. I thought the big one is here. Oh, that's a big one. That's a biggish one. Oh, wow. Look at that. Of course, using the No, this is a... Where's his pedipalps? Come on, where are your pedipalps? You're facing the wrong way. Come on, I want to have a good look at you. Come back here. It should be here somewhere. Is it the... Oh, yeah, here we go. There are the pedipalps. They are the big raptorial pedipalps, or the grasping pedipalps. So the big ones there, of course, used to capture prey. Whip scorpions or whip spiders like these guys, they do not have venom in their fangs at all. They kind of bite and pierce it and chew it until it is digested or soft enough to actually then ingest. Oh wow, look at all the ants jumping on him. I really love the fact that the ants can jump on anything that's bigger than them.
From the whip spider has been eliminated. The ants
Perfect.
were fortunate. This specimen was only a few months old. A
Still big.
full-grown adult would not have submitted so easily.
So if we look at it, I mean, look at there are the little mandibles, the mouth parts. That's of course what they will be chewing with. And then there are the raptorial or the grasping pedipalps. So instead of like a scorpion's pincers, you've got these big spiky things in front. Oh, that's awesome. Love it. Yeah, an adult, it's right over here. It is just chilling so far. Where is it? It is under the log over here. It's not out yet, but maybe tomorrow evening it will be out. Oh, we'll see. Okay, in the meantime, in preparation, let's get some more majors up here. So ja, hey Maat, kan je de Nederlands? Ja, ik kan de Nederlands reden, zo'n beetje is German, I'm not sure. But it's basically like Afrikaans, but if I rede Afrikaans langzaam, dan kan Nederlands mij ook verstaan. But yeah, basically for me it's Afrikaans, very similar to Afrikaans, but with a slightly different enunciation and pronunciation. And yeah, if a Dutch person speaks Dutch very quickly, we as Afrikaans may struggle understand it. Flemish, I think, is actually a little bit closer to Afrikaans. The words are slightly similar. Yeah, so yeah, it's quite cool being able to at least understand a bit of Nederlands as well. And for me, it was so funny that when I was in high school, my English teacher heard that I could speak German. And so she thought that she's giving me
food to feed the new brood.
Yes, I realized that. Thank you, narrator. And she thought she was giving me a German book to read. And I picked up the book and I started reading it, and I'm like, this is not any German that I understand. And then I realized, you know what, it isn't German. It's Dutch. So yeah, I was like, well, I read the whole book from start to finish and understood the whole thing because, you know, it's very similar to Afrikaans. So thankfully I could understand it. And then Raptor, I see you say, like camel spiders, very similar to camel spiders. Also cellofuges, like harvestmen, like the whip spiders or scorpions, and like scorpions, they're all arachnids, but they're not spiders. So yeah, they're all in the arachnid group at least. I love cellofuges though, and I know a lot of people are not fond of them at all. Those sun spiders or camel spiders. In Afrikaans we call them a rooi roman, which means red Roman. I don't know why, they more pink than red, and they're definitely not Roman at all, but we call them a rooi roman. There's also a fish in South Africa that we call a rooi roman, but yeah, it doesn't look like the cellofuge at all. But cellofuge are a really awesome group of arachnids. I love them, but I know a lot of people are extra terrified of them.
The harvesting grounds is about to be cut short. The swarm has mobilized.
So the army ants are coming back. We're going to have to push them back again just so they just run along that side there, because I do want that whip scorpion or whip spider to appear. So it seems we're probably going to go a little bit later than 9 o'clock for us today. So we've got about, I think, half an hour left. Oh no, 20 minutes left. 12 minutes left according to my time here. But we are going to finish this mission and then we are going to call it a night, I think. Here come the army ants again. I do wonder whether we can actually go and take that whip spider out from underneath the log. I think we have to wait for it to come out though. But we are going to just quickly
the ants will
cause chaos
to the death.
Where are the army ants? Here come the army ants. Army ants, meet my little friends. Are we going to put the media to go and harvest those ones there? And the mages and everyone else, the fighting squad, you guys are pushing back the army ants from over here. Putting up a very nice defense, I must say. Now, well, we've got some food. Might as well put in some more major eggs there. Oh, yes. Just going to push them back slightly. Are we chilling right outside this whip spider or whip scorpion over here? Now I'm actually second guessing myself whether it is called a whip scorpion. I know it is a whip scorpion, but it may actually be whip spider. You know what? I think I may have misspoken calling it a whip scorpion. I think this is a whip spider.
Are causing problems for the army ants, and the swarm frontier is beginning to recede.
Now, I do want to quickly check. Can we go underneath here? I don't think we can. But if we can, we are going to do this now. But I don't think we can. Let's see. We just have to take out... Oh, I think we can. I think we can. I think we can take it out from underneath here. Oh dear, we can. Here's the whip spider.
Whip spider has detected the presence of the leaf cutters. With supreme prowess, this gargantuan night
Sure.
hunter can knock back, swipe, and lance even the toughest major soldiers. A considerable sustained flow of resistance must be called upon.
We don't have enough food for that, though.
Chance of dissuading this legend of the undergrowth.
You know what? We do have a bunch of ants coming in, so maybe we should try and defeat it. Unfortunately, now we only really have a glimpse of what is happening underneath there. But we've got a whole bunch of our ants on its back, biting every single vulnerable spot it can possibly find. It is killing a whole bunch of us. But such is the cost of taking down a Goliath. Or a Titan. We've got a whole bunch. Thankfully, the ones on the back are relatively invulnerable. The whip spider, oh my word, the whip spider is almost dead. It's got about 20% of its health left. I did not expect us to be able to go underneath here. If I had known we could definitely go underneath here, I would actually have waited until we had more ants. But here we are. It is almost dead, but it has also almost killed all our ants. Biting it, you can see they're biting at the joints, biting at every vulnerable spot they can find. Anything, any little chink in the armor they are trying to pierce. And I think they are doing it. I think they're doing a very, very, very good job. I mean, look at that. The whip spider has killed almost everyone. But, oh, we have also almost killed it.
The leaf cutters
Come
have been
on,
spotted by a
come on,
scout. If it
come on.
escapes, it will call for
And
reinforcements.
it is dead.
The spider has
Okay.
fallen. The colony sacrificed many brave soldiers to
Yes.
pacify this beast. The queen will now work quickly to spawn the replacements.
Now we need leaves. We don't have leaves. Where are leaves? We've been harvesting a whole bunch of stuff, and unfortunately we have very few leaves available.
The army ants are extending their foraging activities. Space is running out.
We've got a bunch up here. Let's go up here. We're going to harvest these leaves here, and then when we have enough ants, we are going to push back against the army ants, and we're going to push them out of this area completely. The question there, Deathclaw Productions, why are we using workers for combat? We need bodies to throw at the enemy. As many workers, as many bodies as possible, even though we are sacrificing a whole bunch of them, they are still doing their bit while they are dying.
Fight.
Oh, I've put them as don't harvest. Please harvest as many leaves as you possibly can. Thank you. Ah, there we go. Is it not a vinegaroon you were referring to, or is that another thing? I don't know a vinegaroon. I don't know that name. I'll have to have a look at what a vinegaroon is. 2,600 plants. Deforestation. Yep, indeed. It's a lot of deforestation that has happened here. It's for the good of the colony. Okay, it's nighttime now. That means the army ants are going to go away, and that means the moment morning hits, we are going to push back against them and push them completely out of this area, so that we are the only ones around. 600 plants in the right down corner. Ooh! Thanks for that. There we go. So I think we've harvested there. Oh, we've got a few things we are harvesting there, but everyone else can just go and harvest everything down at the bottom there. That is easiest, I think. Brilliant.
Battle has begun.
A mantis. Shame. Shame, little mantis. We've just taken down a massive whip spider. You are no match for us. Oh, the place... Oh. 2 massive plants here. Oh, there we go. There is... Oh, there we go. Perfect. Okay. We're going to harvest this bunch over here, and when this is done, we're going to go there where the whip spider was. Thanks for that. Ah, perfect. Okay. Things did go better than I anticipated there. I actually did not expect us to win there. It was tight. In the end, we did almost run out of food there, but we managed to secure that foraging spot there. This is almost completely harvested. You see, the ants work very quickly, and they strip a plant bare in a matter of minutes, and they have to move quickly because they've got a lot of mouths to feed, or a lot of fungal mouths to feed. Now, interesting, with the Atta genus here, the fungus that they are growing here in their chambers, these are the ones over here, they are completely reliant on the ants. They are unable to survive on their own. They only survive within the nests of the leafcutter ants here. I think, yeah, we've basically harvested that entire thing. Let's go over here. So these fungi growing in here are what we call obligate symbiotes. Symbiotes meaning they are living along with another living thing, and obligate meaning they have no choice. Other species of ants practice what we call primitive agriculture. This is advanced agriculture. They have domesticated, the ants here have domesticated the fungi to a large extent.
The day is nearly over. The army retreats, and a relative tranquility sets in across the rainforest floor.
Perfect. And anyway, so the fungi here have been domesticated by the ants. They are obligate symbiotes. Other ant species, some of them at least, will cultivate fungi as well, but that's more of a primitive agriculture. The fungi there can survive on their own as well. They don't need the ants to actually survive.
Defend themselves.
So those are what we call facultative symbiotes. Facultative meaning they have the option to be with the ants or on their own. They can grow wild, and they can reproduce and with the wild ones out there as well, or outbreed with the wild ones as well. But the obligate ones, they have no choice. They have to be with the ants. And this is a relationship between the ants and the fungi that have been in existence for literally millions of years. They have looked at the DNA, the genetics of the there's a big velvet worm. Yeah, let's get rid of it, as it sprayed its silk all over our ants here. But they've looked at the relationship in the DNA. They've looked at the genetics of the different ants that actually practice the farming of primitive and advanced agriculture with the fungi, and they found that this relationship most likely established just after the dinosaurs went extinct, so between 66 and 61 million years ago. And that was a time when there was not a lot of vegetation around, but there was a lot of death and decay, and that's where fungi will do very well. There's a lot of decay for a long period of time. They were feeding on that, and the ants adapted to feed on the fungi. And at some point then, they started domesticating the fungi to some extent. This is still the primitive agriculture that they had. And then later on, at the end of the Miocene, it was about 30 million years later, the advanced agriculture here with the Atta ants, that actually started. Because at that point, the environment started drying out. And a dry environment is not a great environment for a fungi. But the ants took the fungi into their burrows, which was a nice humid environment. The fungi survived there, and that's when the second step then happened. The second domestication happened, and the true domestication happened. That's the point where the fungi became completely reliant on the ants. They were unable to survive outside of these nests. They just survived in the nest. And this relationship is so close now that when a new queen breaks off from an old colony and starts a new colony, she takes a chunk of the fungi that they've been growing with her to start her garden in her next colony. So that's how, and that's the only way how, the fungi actually now spreads. When a new colony breaks off or forms, they are then able to be taken there by the new queen. I see we've got a lot of food. We're just going to plop down a whole bunch of mages again. Actually, I don't think we should be putting in more. I think we should be upgrading the ones that we have. Let's do that, shall we? Let's just get some stronger ones at least. Because I want to get the big one over there. I want a big one. Let's see here. Recall hearing that those species of ants that do that just find a new fungus colony or something along those lines if it dies out in the colony. Yeah, they've got to somehow find another chunk, basically. For the species that practice the primitive agriculture, not Attas, of course. Yes. So the primitive agricultural ones, they just kind of take the fungi, they grow it, and they eat it. These obligate symbiotes, these ones that are growing here, and I think we can actually see these little things here. Those little weird star-shaped clumps that we can see. Those are special structures that you only find in these obligate symbiotes. These are little extra things, part of the mycelium, part of the fungal body that they produce specifically for the ants to eat. It's hypoglydia, something along those lines. That's what they produce, and the ants will be feeding on those. And the ones that are the primitive agriculture ones, they don't actually do that at all. They don't form those hypoglidia, whatever you want to call them. Yeah. Oh, I love this. Okay, I think we're basically ready. It's almost daytime. Let's see, where have we got some food? We've got some food up here. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to have to go for. Our minims are hard at work, but unfortunately there's still a lot of poop everywhere. But that's alright, we are almost at the end. Right, let's get ready, I think. I almost want to move my armies along, but I also don't. I don't think anything bad's going to happen to my colony now, but you know what? There we go. There's a lot of food over here. There's lots of predators as well, but oh, there's a big one here. Let's grab some big plants.
Dawn has broken and the night critters run for cover. The army ants are on the march.
Army ants are coming. That means we are also going where they are going.
The battle has begun.
Yeah, let's call this a warm-up fight, shall we? Hey, some velvet worms, a harvestman. Sure. See, they're stunning me as well, so yeah, I also have to stun them. You know what, I think I need to regroup in one spot over here, because we've got two groups of ants that have formed. One has split off from the other. And let's get ready to rumble. Here come the army ants. And we are ready to meet them. Let's not collect food, let's just cause chaos. What we can do is we can take these media and we can send them here. Yeah, we can do that. Okay, but group number one, you guys are fighting. We're pushing back against the army ants. That's what we're doing. We're just trying to tell them, listen guys, it's not worth being here. Don't come after us. We are more trouble than we're worth. If they were to defeat us, they would of course go, oh well, there we go, there's a nice colony in the area, let's go eat their babies. But in this case, they're not going to be able to do that because we are going to push them back completely. We have basically pushed them out of this area. Great, how are my little harvesters doing? They're doing quite well.
Pushing eastwards is proving to be inefficient for the swarm. They will fan out in other directions.
Good. I think there are some more little minims, or small ones of the army ants. Are they just kind of standing around and now they're going to just be dying? Oh, they're being surrounded.
The leafcutters have been surrounded by a troop of army ant scouts. If any
those were the
scouts.
scouts.
Will call for reinforcements.
Okay, but here we see these soldiers. Let's just quickly zoom in on them. Oh, there we go. Perfect. Perfect, perfect. I mean, look at those massive mandibles. Quite big. But the thing is, they are more intimidating. Yes, they are aggressive, and yes, they are dangerous, but they're also very, very intimidating. That's the word. Intimidating. That's what they also are. But we've got big ones.
Ant scouts from returning to the swarm.
Ah, yes, I see what you also do there. I see Deathglow Productions. You spawn you camp by the spawn point. That's also a good strategy. Basically, just kind of chill around here. Why are we under attack? Oh, it's the little scouts.
The scouting party has spotted the leafcutters. They must not be allowed to report back to the swarm.
We're just going to kill everyone over here. We've got a nice choke point. They're coming through this area. We are, and this is actually, oh man, this is exactly what will happen. When the army ants and the leafcutter ants meet, the leafcutter ants actually form this wide strip, a few meters wide. And that few meters wide front is there to stop the army ants from actually pushing past them. So that's exactly what we are doing here. We're forming this wide line, or had formed this wide line, to actually prevent the army ants from going further, closer to our nest. And there we go! We have succeeded!
Against impossible odds, the soldiers of the Atta stronghold met the tyrannical intruders with ferocious defiance, time and time again. Unable to break their lines and after tremendous losses, the army ant swarm has finally elected to move on. For the leafcutters, the ultimate trial is over.
For now. Until, of course, the army ants come back. Then it will be an entirely different story. Let's see. I see an Antarctic Scotsman. At some point, I'm going to have your name right. First time. An Antarctic Scotsman says, looked it up. Whip scorpions or whip spiders are called tailless whip scorpions. And vinegrunes named such because they can spray vinegar. Oh, wow. Are whip scorpions because of their tail and that they look alike. Okay, that's cool. So, yeah, that's why I know these whip spiders as whip scorpions. It's just the tailless whip scorpions. As mentioned earlier, some species will have a little bit of a tail, and that's the tailed whip scorpions. And then these are the tailless whip scorpions. So I guess it is more of a... And that's where the common names are a bit of a problem, because you may know the same thing by different names, which is exactly what happened here. Okay, so we're going to go again for extra royal jelly, and we have ended this fight. Oh, my word, I can't believe it. Ah, that's awesome. Okay, let's return to the formicarium. And now, seeds, of course, have been dropped. Great stuff.
Exhibiting interesting new behaviors. I believe the colony is beginning to adapt.
Now, we have got the next final experiment, and we have got rehouse the colony, and then we have the fire ants. However, we'll be doing that tomorrow evening. I think this is where we are going to call it a night. What I'm going to do in the meantime, before tomorrow, I'm just going to go and harvest all the seeds up here. I'm going to expand the colony a bit, just so that everything is ready for the final experiment, which is going to be tomorrow. So, let's see. I see one last comment there. I recall that there being a species of army ant that specifically targets attack colonies and are one of the only species that can successfully do so on a mature colony. Yeah, it's one of those few cases where they are able to overpower the attas, and then if that is happening, the leafcutter ants will try to block all the entrances to their colony, and if they succeed, they can weather the storm. The army ants will move on, but if they are unable to do so, then the army ants will just kind of wipe out the colony, and then that's it, or wipe out most of the colony. So yeah, it's I think it's a scary thing if you're a little ant and there's a whole army ant colony coming past you or coming towards your colony. Not a nice feeling, I think, at all. If I were an ant, and I'm anthropomorphizing ants a bit here, but if I were an ant, I would not be very, very happy with that. But I think that is where we're going to call it tonight, everybody. So thank you so much for joining us on our little adventure here. Hope you had a wonderful time. Hope you learned some new things as well. I've had a total blast, and I will see you guys again tomorrow. Same place, same time. So until then, everybody, stay safe. I'll see you all soon. Bye.